video games.
Game of the year.
Game of the Year edition. I hope you're all ready for it because it's Super Gamecast. Hello and welcome. Super Gamecast is a podcast for video games and video game industry news, but not today. Today, whatever happened, it didn't happen. Don't worry about it. Don't even think about it. We're talking about video games. What's going on? What?
I'm thinking about doing a solo show tomorrow for the news, everybody. Don't worry. I got you.
Bronson might give you the news. All right, that's a good call. Yeah. Dedicated to his craft, Bronson Fiore here to bring you the news.
I did a show from the hospital once.
You sure did. Yeah, this is what he does. So look forward to that. We got Anthony Taw here with us. How you doing, Anthony?
Hey, greetings all.
Hey, the Bears won, so he's in a good mood.
I'm in a fantastic mood.
Do you see that smile over there?
Look at that.
He's all smiles today.
I would be too.
Yeah.
You see,
I'm enjoying it while it lasts. The suffering has been a very, very long one.
I mean,
Although I'll be honest, I feel a little bad for Packers fans at the moment because that loss is a living nightmare. And it's like, I don't want to make fun of them. I would rather check to make sure that they're still okay.
That's the sentiment of someone who knows it. That's so knows it.
That game
like,
you're a better person than I, because if I was in that situation with the Chiefs, I would be like, fuck them into the ground forever.
Yep.
But no, it's one thing to blow a team out or to like kind of have a normal progression, but to like collapse like that is like, it was 21-3 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a bit like 24-3, isn't it? So that's like it's back to like it's like the worst kind of loss you can ever deal with, really.
Yeah.
But I'm in a good mood. I just don't know what to think after this because like we've never made it this far in like so long.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, what do I do? Like
well,
it's one of the guys been great for games too, actually. It's like more than just one. It's not just football, it's also like video games has been pretty good too.
Yeah, I feel like this was a very weird year because I kind of went into the year not being excited for much, and I still found a lot of games that I really liked. Like I played, according to my tracker, I played 47 games this year. And on that note, I would say that I really loved, like genuinely loved about 5 of them. But I would say like 20 of them I thought were like great games. These are genuine, like beyond those 5, I thought like 20 of them were like, these are great games. Anybody should play them. Hell yeah.
Okay.
And then the rest of them I thought were good or bad.
Gotcha.
Like these are decent. These are pretty good. Or just Jesus Christ, Mind's Eye. What are you doing? What is Mind's Eye doing?
We used to get games like that more often. That's a fun time. I love that exists. I feel bad for the developers, but I'm
yeah. I did not like playing it. It gave me migraines.
No, absolutely.
It was not good. Madden still has a bunch of problems with menus that load really slowly and feel like shit.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah. So it's Madden.
Yeah, it's still Madden.
The power of SSD ray tracing and compute, whatever, and everything's still the same.
Yep. Assassin's Creed Shadows, like the gray paste the video game.
Yeah, they're still doing it. Yeah, and people who are fans of the franchise still buy it. So.
Yep, absolutely.
That. Yeah.
But instead you can play cool shit like Ball Pit.
Yeah. There was a very interesting vibe about this year of like AAA's real hit and miss, and then like the smaller games getting some love.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mentioned this to Bronson numerous times. Like I think like last year, and some of this year, where it's like I think we're at a transition point where there's no easy answer, because to make lots of money, it's the easy answer. So in the 2000s, it was make gun and ball game with a big budget with maximum graphics, very easy to market. And then like the 2010s, it was open world blob game. Later 2010s, live service, hero shooters, extraction shooters, team based live service stuff. But like now that they're just because you make one doesn't guarantee you magic money. What's the magic answer? And like nobody wants to listen to Nintendo because I just imagine a boardroom of people just coming up with constant excuses for why not to make do what Nintendo does.
It's just like, why don't we just put a game out on a reasonable budget that doesn't like
on a basis, like on a decent cadence.
Yeah, like every
go away, but like give them a good time.
Right.
Yeah, it's the it's really good reoccurring revenue, as Anthony puts it. Loyal customers.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean like loyal customers that have to come in and buy a loot box.
Right.
I mean like customers that actually enjoy your game and they're like, it may not win Game of the Year, but it's like, dude, this is like awesome.
One of my games on my list gets into what some of the problems I had with Zenless Zone Zero last year, and it continues to be a thing, and I think is a larger problem than I think a lot of devs realize. But it was a weird year, and
and you get like stuff that's like all over the place because you have like some games that try to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them tried to do, I believe, like the Fortnite method, cross over everything. Call of Duty crossing over with Fallout. Overwatch 2 had a Persona 5 crossover skins thing they had going, and then you have like other games that are just extremely focused on what they want to do. Like a singular like mission, like you have like Eternal Strands and Hades 2. So you just like have stuff that's all over, which I think is great. It's like there's a lot. I think there was a lot more choice than I thought there would be, because usually I thought, it's a dry year, but it's like, no, you just have to dig past all the big trailers and the headlines and find what you want. Like I found, like a racing game came out of early access today that is basically designed like a PS2 game that was Tokyo Extreme Racer.
Right.
Like it feels like a PS2 game, but like maybe that's the point.
Yeah.
I have. So these are games that didn't make my list, but I love them, and they were kind of in that vein of like Recreation. Yo, dog, do you like Burnout? Do you want what is effectively a new Burnout? Recreation is real sick. It's a real good game. Shinobi, amazing. Like Shinobi is if you took a game like Devil May Cry and turned it into a 2D game.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, great little 2D platformer. Ball Pit is this insane breakout style roguelite. It's so good.
It looks so good.
It's so good, dude. Like especially if you get like a good run going with balls that have AoE effects and you start bouncing them off the back of the wall, it just goes faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. It's just nuking down the rows of enemies. Oh, it's sick. This is a AAA game, but it's from a AAA studio, but it feels like an indie game or a AA game. Keeper, the new Tim Schafer title.
Right.
Absolutely fantastic. AA coming in hot this year. Digimon Story Time Stranger, great JRPG. Had a super great time with it. Those are the ones that weren't on my list. I'm saving my list for when we do it, but
it's something that when we watched the Game Awards this year, I generally had a good time, but the sense was stronger than ever of like, this didn't feel representative of the year in games, to be honest.
And it's something I always have felt about major Game of the Year awards, whether it's the Game Awards or IGN, is like to even be nominated onto a list, somebody has to play it that is on that staff, or it's part of the process of that.
Right.
And unfortunately, there's so many games out there that I doubt even like a panel of 100 people are going to get everything.
Right, and
they're more
and
into
they usually
like, things like, why did Arc Raiders not make it? Well, chances are, if you really like that type of genre, you probably follow people who specialize in that type of content, and you would probably value their opinion more than.
I mean,
the Game Awards.
Arc Raiders was nominated for Best Multiplayer at the Game Awards.
Right.
And I think it won. But for overall, I actually do think for overall Game of the Year, they did pick what I feel are the 6 games that represented the year as a whole. Hollow Knight, obviously huge.
Yeah.
Hades 2, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Expedition 33, Kingdom Come 2, Deliverance, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, I think that actually is a pretty good representation of the year.
I don't think so, but I couldn't give you an answer for what would be if you had to narrow it down to 6 is the thing. I couldn't do it.
I would probably swap Hades 2 with Arc Raiders.
Hmm.
And
You'd keep Kingdom Come Deliverance too?
a lot of people are really into that game. I like Hades 2 more as a game. I don't like Medieval Peasant Simulator.
I understand it's
But,
popular. I just figured there were more games that were kind of were more popular than that. I just didn't hear very much personally.
But yeah, so yeah, I think this was actually a pretty good list of what a lot of people were into. But then it's like, how do you lower down like what is the best stuff down to 6? And then
well, that's the
you
thing.
think
Like you think about like what the massive amount of games and the variety of games and variety of quality and different things that they were targeting. Trying to narrow it down to 6 feels like just like you're narrowing down like what this year was, and it didn't seem right. But like, I couldn't ask the Game of the Year awards to change how they're structured, but it just like it was a moment of like,
well,
I don't see the value in this really, knowing what has come
it
out.
It's kind of tells you like how widespread and how many different types of games exist,
Which is great.
that when you do a Game of the Year awards on that level, it basically becomes lowest common denominator. Like you can't pick something too niche unless like this is some genre that's gonna
well
explode.
that's what like certain awards are for, you know, like when you
I
go and you
know,
look at,
but just didn't
you
seem
know,
right.
like, yeah. And to be fair, this is why I liked what Last Stand Media did and what Giant Bomb does. Of here, we had a whole bunch of people make top 10 lists.
Mm-hmm.
Be aware of these games. You know,
Yeah, and so like if your tastes align more with a specific person, you're probably going to like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is why, like, you know, there are some people I look at their top 10 and go, ooh, I should go pull some games out of this, and others where I'm like, oh. The Giant Bomb community, though, by the way, did their like top 10 list.
Okay.
Like the community voted, and this is what theirs is. Number 10 is Avowed.
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
Number 9 is Ball Pit.
Yeah.
8 is Ghost of Yote.
Mm-hmm.
7 is Death Stranding 2.
Okay.
6 is Dispatch.
All right.
5 is Blueprints.
Huh.
4 Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Okay.
3 Silk Song. 2 Hades. 1 Expedition 33.
That's a good list.
Yeah, the community did great. By the way, Kingdom Come is 13 because they show the top 50.
Oh, okay.
So
wow,
Kingdom
nice.
Come is still, you know, so it's and Arc Raiders is 12. So
nice. Yeah.
but yeah, which is kind of why we adopted the method of you know, just having everyone do an individual top 10.
I mean,
and also for me at least, there's how I personally feel about a game, which is the personal list, but then there's also how I feel professionally about a game. Because some games are very good, but it just doesn't align with my personal taste, no matter how good it is. Like I'm not a person who plays FPS games very often at all. Like it's just not something I'm into. Once in a very long while I find one, but just because I do find one that I like a lot doesn't mean it is the best FPS game just because it finally got me into it. Mm-hmm. I'm not a Monster Hunter guy. So, you know, it's just understand what your personal
taste
preference. Understand your taste, because like something as broad as the Game Awards is not going to cater to all of it, if any of it. So, you know, just know your taste. Like again, like the example, like Arc Raiders, yeah, I'm sure it's absolutely fantastic for those who enjoyed it. Doesn't mean like it got snubbed out of Game Awards because they were
against multiplayer games.
Yeah. But you know, that just tells you how big the game industry is these days. It's not like in '95, although hardware sales looking like 1995 is probably really scary if I'm honest. But different topic.
I really I personally like shooters, so I liked parts of Arc Raiders. I also like the social element of video games. I also, that's another reason why I like Arc Raiders, where it's just like every time you run into a person, it's like, all right, we cool, dog? Are we cool? We don't want no problems.
Right.
We just want to get our shit and get out.
That's like that DayZ effect.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, because like
That game found a way to make a game like DayZ or Rust into something a normal, sane person could enjoy.
Amazing.
also I wanted to say like this personal top 10. We did like a top 10 games to know us, know
Yes.
me kind of thing.
Yeah.
On a yearly basis, this is basically very similar to that.
Yeah,
Sure.
no, absolutely.
You know what games appeal to you, and that can help determine. Oh yeah, my taste. It's also very bizarre when I go back to a list like 10 years ago, and I was like, I had a game like that high. I don't remember it anymore.
I love keeping a look.
Snapshots, your thoughts at the time.
I loved getting a good look at my game of the year through the years list, because it's just like, man, 2013, I basically played only indie games outside of like 3 games.
Yeah. And you kind of like
Jesus
notice some,
Christ.
and you notice some like interesting patterns too. Like a pattern I noticed with Bronson's that every time a WoW expansion comes out, it's always like top 2.
Not true anymore.
But back then, I mean, I don't know. Midnight's coming out, and you're trying to hype me into it.
Yeah, but like even Dragonflight was like number 4. War Within was number 4.
Okay.
You know,
but like historically, it would be like top 3, top 2, and then like
okay,
10 years of hindsight, and it's like in hindsight, it was not.
Okay, so I have the document with my Game of the Year history here. In 2010, Cataclysm was number 1.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one because there was a fight between that and Mass Effect 2, basically.
In hindsight, that should have been Mario Galaxy 2. But anyway.
Yeah.
In 2012, Mists of Pandaria was 6. 2014, Warlords of Draenor was number 5.
These are the group list still, though, right?
No, this is my personal.
Oh, you
I
still
have my personal.
Okay. All right.
Number 2016, Legion was number 3, and I do remember on the overall top 10, I did get Legion in, and it was number 10.
Okay.
The only years I've ever gotten a Warcraft expansion on the overall top 10 when we did them was 2010 and 2016. I do remember that.
Okay. Never mind what I said then.
2018, Battle for Azeroth was number 10.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have positive. Shadowlands was number 3 in 2020.
That's a bad hindsight one for sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we can only judge it based on our recent experience of that time.
Yeah.
Which we only had a month of gameplay at the time.
A live service game is like really tough to do because, like, Heroes of the Storm started out for me like a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the beta felt like a 6. The initial release was a 7, and then over time it became a 9 out of 10 on the old review scale we had like way back. So it's just like over time it got better. Other games over time they stagnate. Sometimes they get worse. It just, you kind of don't know. You almost have to like account for the year and month that you are considering your opinion of something that constantly changes.
Right.
And then Dragonflight, like I said, 4, War Within 4. So we'll see where Midnight lands this time next year.
I can't say that Bronson's hype machine for a WoW expansion never fails to start up because he tells me every single time you should buy it. You should.
I look forward to seeing your house. I look forward to seeing your house.
I don't need a virtual house again. I did this before.
You do.
I don't need it again. I don't need to do this again.
It's a new house.
It's free real estate.
To do the home thing again.
It's free real estate.
You have to pay rent for? I mean, yeah, okay. The rent's really cheap. Okay, fine. But yeah.
Also, if you stop subbing, your house doesn't go away. 14.
Oh, cool. They don't foreclose your house just because you were away on vacation for like more than a month.
Space. So why close the house?
Yeah. Why not just make it place with infinite space? That's the part I don't understand.
God damn it! That will have to be a rant for never.
Yeah, we could get into that again, but let's we've got game of the year list to get to.
Yes. So Duncan is sick. Emily has work. We're gonna be reading their top 10s and kind of commenting on them.
Yep.
So we're gonna start with Emily here. Mark it down for the clips later.
Sure.
23 minutes. Number 10, Borderlands 4. Despite not being a fan of shooters, I've always loved the Borderlands franchise, and I enjoyed the fun chaos, is what she said.
Okay.
I absolutely love some of the builds in that game. There are literally builds in that game that turn it into like an auto shooter.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
like it's kind of crazy how like you'll fire like one bullet and then just create a storm around you.
That's fun.
It's super cool. Technical issues aside, it has technical problems out the ass, or at least it did when I played. But
okay.
Disney Villains Cafe. I don't think anyone here besides her has played this.
What's her description?
It's that it is a cozy cafe game, fun to play as you unwind for the evening.
Yeah.
Which, from what I remember seeing of the gameplay of this when it was shown at that Nintendo Direct in March, it is kind of one of those games where you run like a fantasy business, like a management sim, and you're running a cafe, and your clientele are Disney villains.
Okay.
That's kind of
that's fun.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a nice little thing there. So yeah, and
cool.
then 8, Assassin's Creed Shadows. The classic Assassin's Creed gameplay, but set during the Edo area of Japan, which brings some fun combat gameplay with guns, is what she puts here.
Oh. Nice.
I enjoyed doing stuff in that game. There's one part of that game I really did enjoy, which was the fact that you can approach stuff that you're not ready for super early. If you are good enough at the stealth the combat.
Yeah.
Which was always fun. Yeah. All right. 7, Kirby Air Riders. The specials for all the different drivers go well with the backdrop of colorful racetracks, J-pop like music, and fairly easy to learn controls. Yeah, it's a 2-button game.
Yeah, I kind of want to check that game out. It looks good.
Sakurai was sad he had to add a second button. I remember that. I remember that from the direct.
Oh.
Yeah, that game is fun. I will say the campaign mode is, like I've said, it's the most ADHD video game I've ever played. It is literally like, okay,
Sakurai, like unhinged.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're gonna do a race for a minute. Okay, do a battle in a minute. We're gonna do it, and it's like a roguelike, get more stats, more and more and more and more as you go through. Yeah, it's really good.
All right, yeah.
Number 6, Mario Kart World. Exciting music, exhilarating races, and in some cases, adorable costumes.
Yeah. I have a feeling we're going to talk about Mario Kart World a little bit today.
Yeah.
That's
I
nice.
really know that there are a couple games here that we talked about a lot.
Good pick.
Number 5, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Vibrant color, no matter how deep you go. I think she's referring to like the layer system of the levels.
Oh, okay.
Colorful casty characters and music that you can jam out to whenever the moment strikes. I still say that game should have been nominated for Best Music at the Game Awards. Yeah, go listen to that zebra theme. Tell me it's not great. Expedition 33, hauntingly beautiful music, gorgeous graphics, and turn-based combat that took me back to the days of classic JRPGs.
That's if you want the old days, that game very much captures the essence of the old days.
And it's that Ratatouille meme of just like the critic taking a bite of Expedition 33 and he just flashbacks to Final Fantasy 9, 10.
Yep, pretty much.
3, Date Everything. This indie has joyful jams, characters you can build a relationship with, romantic or not, and an interesting story about a secret project. That game was partially written by Stephanie Sterling, fun fact.
That's wild. Yeah, and it's a delight. That is a fun time interacting with all those characters and just going around the house trying to find what can I fuck? What can I fuck? Come on. There's a fireplace. What does the fireplace want? Hey baby.
You're pretty hot.
I got into a menage a trois with laundry and a laundry hamper. It's pretty good. Good. It's a good game.
I am so confused now.
Oh, Andy, have you not heard of Date Everything?
No.
Okay,
Well, I guess
so
the title explains it to me
Kinda
now.
explains
But
it
like
pretty
just
well.
talking about a laundry basket and fireplace, I'm just like I'm confused.
so this is a sandbox dating simulator set in a house,
Okay.
and they create like anime hot versions of every single item in the house. So you can date your couch, you can date the fireplace, and they all have different personalities and stories.
Is this to parody the countless new and trending games lists that I come across and get really bewildered by?
I'd probably
Okay.
but yeah, a lot of people really loved it. It's very creative. There's 100 dateable characters, at least 3 endings per character.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can
wow.
date
Okay.
Riverwater.
Yep.
You date Riverwater, baby.
I'm still working on. I need to date. I'm almost to the end of establishing a relationship with my desk, and there's a shadow you can date, and I forget his name, but it's like XX Shadow Darkness XX. I'm like, this guy's great. I want to date this guy. Yeah, that's a good pick.
What's the bed? Who's the bed?
Oh, the bed is
what-
fantastic. She's this just comfy woman who is just sweet, and you want to cuddle with her all day. And there are other endings, and she has relationships with other people, including I think sex toy person. There's a couple. There's one with like nightmare. Nightmare shows up. I want to find out how to date your nightmares. Because like I was like, that was sick. Who is that person that just left?
So, if I give you a little blurb from the Steam page here, I have this game in my wish list just having this conversation. Your bachelor's in customer service unfortunately goes to waste as you lose your job to AI.
Mm-hmm.
But a mysterious stranger sends you a gift, magical glasses called Datavators, which make your house come alive and dateable. Each dateable object will open up, have their own stories, and potentially become your lovers, friends, or enemies, with an exhaustive who's who of voice actors keeping you company on your journey.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right then.
It's neat. It's neat.
Also because I liked Dispatch and Undertale, I should play this according to Steam. So
If you like Dispatch, you might, you might enjoy Date Everything.
all right, so yeah, number 2, South of Midnight. I always love a game that tackles the dark subjects of Lost. That plus the mythos of stories from the U.S. South made this game more memorable. I love the music and art and vibe of this game a lot. It plays like an old PS2 action platformer. So, you know, I like that a lot. It's not for everybody. That game is really cool. I think that when there's a Steam sale, definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
Very unique.
That's awesome.
At minimum. Her number 1, Ghost of Yote.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This did not surprise me at all.
That's yep.
The game not only has amazing scenery and music, but the story is wonderfully portrayed, and I will recommend this game forever. The scenery was vibrant and realistic, and the music always set the mood for whatever I was doing, boss fight, story, etc. All right,
Yeah,
that's Emily's top 10. I will talk more about Yote later. I liked it a lot. You know, it's a good game.
Fantastic.
So,
good list.
Good, very good list. All right, now we're on to Mr. Donkey Doo's list. Mr. Duncan.
What time in the stream is it?
It is, we'll say 32 and a half.
There you go. All right. David.
Yes.
We're producing over here.
So,
Don't mind us.
We're producing real good. So Duncan fell asleep from bronchitis in the middle of giving this to us.
Get better,
so
Duncan.
we kind of have to guess.
Man.
Feel better, buddy. We're gonna butcher your list, though.
Oh boy, here we go.
Get a correction next week.
So we have the bottom five is correct. He gave that to us in order, but we have to kind of guess the rest. So his number 10 is Borderlands 4. Feels good to move and shoot. Overall, good time.
Yeah.
Number 9, Mega Bonk. Good little fun indie with Vampire Survivors and Risk of Rain 2 DNA.
Ooh.
Number 8, Pokemon Legends ZA. I like the city. It's good direction for Pokemon to have this alternate battle style. Yeah, I really loved ZA. It was the first time I felt like the people making Pokemon gave a shit since X and Y. like it's not perfect, but like, you know, it's a little grindy and it has some moments that are not like ideal, but man, that like the way they set that up for the future of like, hey, it's this big open battles, you actually use like everything in real time is great. Like, it's super good. I liked tackling the big alpha Pokemon early in the game, so I could just have insanely overpowered Pokemon constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame that it looks like a PS2 game, but you know, hey, no one's perfect.
Baby steps.
Yeah,
Truly,
yes,
for
baby
Pokemon,
steps.
yes.
The babyest of steps, but it's the first time I've been enthused about a Pokemon game in a while.
Sure.
So, let's see. This next game I actually never heard of. I don't even think you talked about it on the show. Abiotic Factors survival crafting game inspired by Half-Life 1, and I really like it.
I've heard the
you
name.
Could definitely, you could definitely tell he wrote this when he had a bronchitis fever. You could definitely tell, dog. All right. All right. Number what was that? Number 6. 8. So 7. Number 7. Old school RuneScape Grindmaster game mode. It's a great way to revamp a very old MMO.
If he was here, we could get a real explanation of how that works. Because it sounds like they added a mode, but apparently it's a massive change. I know he explained it before, but it was just like, Duncan, he just dumps the information. It's a blast every time, but it's like, okay, what was that? Man.
I'm like, wait, which RuneScape thing is this? I love it. It's one of my favorite things. I now know so much about RuneScape because of that man. All right. His next one, Oblivion Remastered. A great, faithful remake of a classic. Oblivion is a pretty ideal game for him, with how deeply broken it can be.
Sure.
So that was his first 6. His next 4 are Hollow Knight Silksong. He didn't get to finish it, but it was beautiful and satisfying to control.
All right.
His number 4, Mario Kart, great kart racer and great direction for the franchise.
Yeah.
So he's like, he didn't like fully give me Monster Hunter. Like, he said Monster Hunter was great. So I'm gonna have to say Monster Hunter 2 because we're just kind of guessing off the top half of his list.
Okay.
Other than we for sure know what his game of the year is.
Okay. All right. We'll get clarification later.
Monster Hunter was great. That's number 2, and then number 1, Elden Ring Night Rain. Looks good, plays good, has great bosses and fun abilities.
Nice.
Elden
Ring Night
Rain.
That
game seemed very.
Who played Night Rain here?
No one. No one.
Man. Okay. Yeah, I just not really our speed, unfortunately.
I didn't even finish base Elden Ring. I got about 12 hours in, and I was like, "How much longer do I have?" And I'm like, "I got like 60 more hours of this, huh?"
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go play something else.
Yeah.
And then Night Rain is just like, yeah, you need 2 other players to really enjoy this most of the time, and I'm like, oh, I don't have that,
right.
So. Or I don't, I'm probably sure, I don't want to go through the trouble of organizing that.
True.
More like it. I can probably find people to play with that I know. But yeah, so I've heard that game is awesome, though. A lot of people who are big fans of the Souls-likes dig on that game super hard, and they like this multiplayer take from that team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, cool.
All right. Yeah. All right. So that was, sorry everybody, Duncan 6. So we just kind of had to guess for some of that and go off of little information.
Yeah.
But that does bring up one of the most important lists, Mr. Ta.
Yes, my personal top 10 list of 2025.
Woo!
Did I do one last year? I'm pretty sure I didn't do one last year.
No, I don't think we did the segment as hard last year.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't recall typing one in. Yeah. So we're going to start at number 10 and go up to 1.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. We're going to start at number 10. It's this indie title. It's Dark Deity 2.
Ooh.
I did a review of this one. Basically, if you're looking for that classic Fire Emblem tactical RPG type of game, and a lot of the same charm, Dark Deity 2 is it. Because like a lot of those games have gone 3D, and Square Enix re-releases Final Fantasy Tactics. They just released a remaster of it after remake of it. Yeah. So, but yeah, if you want like that classic sprite look to go with Nintendo putting out Sacred Fire Emblem and Fire Emblem Sacred Stones on the Switch Online expansion pack and Game Boy Advance thing. This game, take a look at this game. It's quite good, and you don't have. And unlike those old Fire Emblem games that can be very unforgiving in the autosave at each combat sequence, so permanent death, old school permanent death characters. This one has has like 4 different difficulty settings with sliders, so you could just fine tune exactly how easy and how hard you want this game to be. So if you just want to relax and just enjoy story, you can do it. I do wish the tutorials were better. They were just, it kind of makes this big assumption that you're playing this game because you already know how to play Fire Emblem, because it's very light on that, and the menus are a little messy, but they don't go too many layers deep, so at least you'll figure out where things are for there. But yeah, I think it was like a pretty good 20-hour adventure. Had fun with it. That was a 4 out of 5 that I gave for that game on that review. And it's
you should go watch that review. Go check it out.
$25. Great. Indie, like, here's the thing is like, if games are very expensive, hey, take a look deeper into niches that you like. You'll find some surprising good prices on values. Like this game is like $25 when it's not on sale. So
it's like,
take a look at it.
It is actually on sale until January 19th, everybody. It is $17.50.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
yep. Yeah, take a look at that one if you're into the Fire Emblem thing and you want that sprite. You want the sprite charm without the punishing difficulty, or it does have punishing difficulties if you want that. So
nice.
That's my number 10.
I just
that was a bit of a surprise one. I found that on a random press. It's one of those things where you kind of have like browse news things and take note, because this is a game I did not know existed until I came across a random press release that was reposted to a tech website that I frequent.
Huh.
So yeah, this is just kind of like how like games like this get accidentally discovered. You just kind of have to browse and look for those little things that just kind of poof out of nowhere, really.
Yeah, I heard about this game when I was just kind of digging through my Steam recommended list, and I'm like, "Yo, Anthony, you hear of this?" And you said yes, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
And it was like shortly before, because they were about to release it. So they were doing a bit of a PR kind of thing.
Love this.
But yeah, it's very charming. I like it quite a lot. Great characters. I like the good story. It's a good story. So yeah, you can enjoy it even if you're not into the tactical stuff as much.
I also love looking at the UI because it is just straight Game Boy Advance Fire.
All right, yeah.
So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good pick.
All right. Number 9.
Number 9 is Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. Also did a review on this one. It captures exactly everything you remember about 2006 Oblivion, and that includes the things you love and the things that you don't like. It is a remaster. I wouldn't consider it a remake because it is a graphics wrapper on a 2006 game. It's a good graphics wrapper, but I think it lost a bit of its color. But you gain, so like it's everything your nostalgia remembers. So like the freedom to do whatever you want, and the world just lets you do it. It doesn't care. Like you break the game, great. Go ahead, break the game, or go ahead and do whatever you want. It's just like this interesting sense of freedom in these older Bethesda games where the world just happily accepts whatever you choose to do. Similar to like what Duncan pointed out. So if you just want like crazy acrobatic skills and just leap over walls of cities, it'll just let you do it. It does capture everything I don't like. So like all the bugs are still there. It's a little less broken, but it's probably not saying much. So I'm still pulling up the Elder Scroll pages for help. Just like I did way back in the day. But all the charm is still there. All the ridiculousness of having like a freaking CV of titles. I'm Champion of Cyrodiil, Archmage, Knights of the Nine, just the stupid resume. And it's just very relaxing and very honest. It's just that this game suffers the curse that old Zelda Ocarina of Time has, where because this game was so definitive of its time, so many games have used its concepts that it feels kind of vanilla. So you kind of have to have played the game at its time to kind of like feel that big nostalgia hit.
Sure.
I mean, that's the essence of nostalgia.
Because,
I do think that a lot of people who didn't play this game have tried it and really dug it, though.
Yeah,
I think it has just the wackiness to it. Sometimes is super funny, like that.
Oh yeah,
that,
it's got the old school wackiness to it for sure. And even then, like it's not as wacky as Morrowind.
I love that quest that you run into really early in the game where it's the invisible city or the invisible town.
Yeah.
And you go talk to that wizard and then he stops and you tell the town, oh, hey, and they allow you to stay there. They're like, yay, you're our hero. We'll let you stay in for free, whatever. And then I double back and I'm like, you know what? That guy was kind of a dick to me. I'm just going to go murder him. And I murdered him and I got his invisibility potions. And then I went to bed. And the Dark Brotherhood showed up, and I'm like, I literally recreated my first time playing this game.
Yep. And
but it just like feels magical, right?
But yeah,
I don't know how to describe it because everything is like it just has all these unintended consequences you never really thought about. It's kind of like what the Zelda Breath of the Wild did, where you like, oh, okay, so what are they gonna do that you didn't plan for? Well, there's a little bit of real life logic going on here in ways that you don't expect, but also makes sense. I mean, yeah, there's a Dark Brotherhood. Of course, if you murdered somebody, they're going to, come say hi to you.
Oh yeah,
and present you an offer. Yeah, it's now obviously Skyrim is a better game to play, but Oblivion has this world and sense of honesty and carefree sort of feel that you just don't have with Skyrim, because Skyrim tries to bring more story in, like all the games at that time did. And so, at this point, I think Sky Oblivion still hasn't came out yet. That was what I was referencing at the end of the review. It's like, take the world of Cyrodiil, combine it with the gameplay of Skyrim, but we still got to wait for that. And we're still waiting at this point, which I think it's going to ever finish now. It took a long time. But yeah. That's my number 9. I had a good time. I did everything. And I did stuff I did Shivering Isles also. And I did stuff that I didn't have with Oblivion when I played it back in the day, like Knights of the Nine and all that kind of stuff. So, and it's very interesting when you re-explore a game that you really liked for the first time in over 15 years.
Right.
It's like, it's been so long and yet I still remember so much. So
hell yeah.
So good job to Virtuous for that. I don't know how to feel about the Bethesda side, if I'm honest. But I think Virtuous did a good job putting the graphics wrapper on. It's just that it looks like a remake, but actually it's an old game with a new wrapper on top, which it has all the purity of the old game, including the problems. And maybe there's something really honest about that, and I like that.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's my number 9.
All right. Cool.
All right. Number 8.
Number 8, it's Mario Kart World. Usually a lot of Mario Kart games, Mario Kart games for me have just kind of been sort of just middle of the road for me, because I play a lot of racing games, and of course they have like, Mario Kart's more for like, it's like a racing game that anybody can play. And I usually play stuff more like, Simcades and Borderline Sims and all that kind of stuff. But so like Mario Kart for me, it's just like, yeah, it's fun. The chaos is fun, but I usually just play it up to 150cc maybe, and then just call it and never touch the game ever again. That's what happened with Mario Kart 7, 8, Wii, Double Dash. Nintendo, please put Double Dash on GameCube,
right?
Switch Online. I really would like that. That's like the most asked Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And World, I was a little surprised how much I played in World, specifically the Knockout Tour.
Knockout Tour is so good.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't even doing Grand Prix races because I still don't know how to feel about these maps being so open and this point A to point B sprint for 3 of the 4 races of the Grand Prix. Because like the maps are so open, you just basically find a straight line that doesn't slow you down, and there's just minimal turning and that kind of stuff. But like Knockout Tour, it's like it just kind of adds this stress factor and this competitive factor to don't get knocked out. So I spent a lot of time in Knockout Tour, and it looks good. And they've got like 200 or 300 songs, like remixing like Mario stuff and from so much of Mario. And it's like you could just put it as background elevator music on your TV, and it's like the perfect background music. Or whatever you're doing.
The amount of Mario Kart, I really wish that this music was on Apple Music, because I guarantee you the Mario Kart World soundtrack would have easily eaten up half of my Apple Music Wrapped, because I was listening to it so much at work. Like I would be at work just doing spreadsheets. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Nintendo, put the music on the Nintendo Music app.
I think it might be on there.
They do like they don't put like the newest games. I've noticed it's just like selections from the newest games, and this game's got like 200 or 300 remixes.
It's a lot.
Yeah. At first I thought like, oh, it's all the same tinny drum remix, but then like the more you leave the game running, the more songs you hear, and you're like, wait, how many new songs are there? Because you just keep hearing something new every single time. So I like Knockout Tour. I think the character roster is a little ridiculous. It's a bit too much.
That's so good.
Everyone's here quite literally, and I'm just like, okay, you got Dolphin. Okay, I picked Cheep, the fish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Cow. Everyone loves Cow.
There's just so much. I kind of miss the cart customization though.
I really love Frat Boy Mario. That was the one I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the game. It's a good way to introduce me to the Switch 2. I played it more than I thought I would. I didn't do the 150cc as much, but it's the online modes function well enough, and I kind of don't feel like this game is as feature complete as I would thought in the past, but but I think it's like launch title blues that a lot of launch titles have.
I also think it's
have a good time.
I do think it is definitely more feature complete than the base version of 8 on the Wii U. I think that the thing that people forget about the Switch 1 Mario Kart is it was the super duper complete deluxe version of the Wii U game.
It says deluxe right on it.
Yes.
And Mario Kart 8 is based on Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS.
Which, this is going to be a hot take. I like Mario Kart 7 more than I like Mario Kart 8.
That's wild.
I don't remember 7 that much because 8 spent so much of its time. 8 was like so long living that I don't remember what 7 was other than, hey, you can fly, and it does things like 8, except 8 is that, but more.
I think the reason that I played so much more 7, it was on the 3DS and it came out when I was in college.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that was a 3DS for us in general. Came out the perfect time.
So I think this game's awesome. I'm going to talk about it more later. I'm feeling quite a bit more considering.
That's my number 8. Number 7. Hey, it's another racing game.
All right.
It's Tokyo Extreme Racer. This game exited early access on Steam this year. It feels like a PS2 game in the right ways. It's not too sophisticated. All you're really doing is you're racing on Tokyo's freeways, and the racing is basically simply just gap your opponent. And so you don't have all this fluff, all these modes, open world exploration, and honestly, like there's not a lot of different roads you could drive on. You kind of sort of looking. It's kind of like it's one of those things where you look at the same thing, you think, wouldn't somebody get bored of this really easily? Well, if you like racing, gapping someone never gets old. Just whether it's a tight race, whether it's because your car is just significantly overpowered, there's that. It's got this pretty nice progression. You start out with a really slow car, and then you struggle against faster cars eventually. And it's like, okay, well, I got to buy a faster car, and then you buy a car that's too fast, and now you're just blasting everyone out of the water. It's just a simple concept, and it doesn't have all this fluff and sophistication, and it does feel kind of indie-sized. And it is like it captures the essence of what a racing game should be, in my opinion, which is it's as simple as it is competition. Racing is whether it is running, doing it on bikes and cars, it's simply who gets ahead of the other person. It's one of the simplest forms of competition. I think the game captures it really well. And of course, it's Tokyo Extreme Racers. So, if you like JDM, great, congratulations. They got a great selection. You want to drive a wagon, Subaru Turbo Wagon, you got it. You want your typical Nissan Skyline GTRs? Yep, you got that too. You want you want to build a VIP sedan? You can. So it's got like vehicle customizations that are very much of like a 2000s racing game when they were doing their whole Need for Speed Underground, Midnight Club, street racing trend at the time. So this game, I think,
Syndicate.
this game is like $40. It's like it is. I believe it is indie. It's just Genki Studio, I think.
Yeah, it's an independent game.
Yeah. And I had a good time. Plays well. It has all the fun quirks of translating Japanese to English. Sure. If you like that weirdness. Yeah, had fun.
Man.
All right.
This looks great.
It's been one I've been like meaning to buy, but it just has not gone on Steam sale, and I'm kind of just like waiting for it to hit a little bit lower than I think it's $50 now, 50 or 60.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of waiting.
Yeah. It's cool that it exists. I'm glad it exists. Hell yeah.
I want more arcade racers. We got a bunch this year. Sonic Crossworld Racing, Fast Fusion.
Yes.
This Recreation. Like that. There's just so many this year, and I'm happy that it's coming back.
Stoked. So good.
Oh.
Yeah, awesome. All right.
And if you wonder if you want something that feels a lot more authentic than Gran Turismo's freeway races, because Gran Turismo does like these highway circuit races, but they put like a motorsports flavor to everything. I kind of think that was like their way of basically capturing this like nighttime street racing Japan thing without getting in trouble in the slightest. No, it's motorsports. We got flaggers and it's a closed course. And whereas this game is like, no, you got traffic. You got traffic. This is 90s street racing in Tokyo. That's what we're capturing here.
All right.
Yeah.
So, granted, it's probably more straight line racing than turns, but that's kind of what street racing sort of is.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
All
right.
And I really like the car selection list because I'm a guy who likes driving four doors and wagons, and this game's got a decent selection of that, but it has like all the important stuff you're looking for too. Mazda RX-7. So like it does feel like that 90s 2000s vibe, but that's the thing, you don't have many of that at the moment. So
right.
Good on them for recapturing that. And I didn't know that Tokyo Extreme Racer was a franchise that existed way back.
I didn't either. So
this franchise existed before Need for Speed Underground did its thing.
That's amazing.
It also
Need for Speed Underground was the big one. Need for Speed Underground and Midnight Club was the ones that got big in the US at least.
Yeah.
It also won an award at the Japan Game Awards this year.
Nice.
So there's that.
Sweet.
You want to know why JDM is cool? This game does tell you why JDM is cool.
Nice. All right, cool.
All right. That's my number 7. Going to number 6. It's Dispatch.
Dispatch.
Crazy long time since I played a point and click adventure game. And writing's awesome. Very much has millennial generation humor vibes for sure.
That's fine. I like that.
Everybody's tired. Robert's tired. And the character, it's like you take the absurdity of superheroes and then you put in the complications of the mundane world on them, and it creates this magical combination of even superheroes have to deal with mortal BS. They have to deal with colleagues, and they have to deal with HR, and you have to deal with office politics, and and you got to decide, you're gonna work with the corporate lady, or do you want to go with this, and asking the right questions, or do you want to be a jerk? Do you want to play nice? Are you looking at the clues carefully? And it's good for at least 2 playthroughs. It is a bit on rails. The reason why, it could have been higher, but I kind of feel like it's a little bit on rails because you have a lot of choice, but it kind of feels like you're kind of moving a little bit in this set ride. Because the problem with choice, of course, is the more choices you introduce, it gets exponentially bigger. But I had a really fun time. Voice acting performance is fantastic. I like the plot, and the management part's pretty fun too, because it just kind of becomes a case of I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, Flambe, you are a freaking idiot. You go to a job and then you decide to set the place on fire, and I'm gonna send this mud dude to go clean up your mess. Good job, man. Good job.
He's gonna get hurt doing that because you smothered the flames with his body.
Yeah. And then you just have cases of she seduced me, and I'm just like, oh my god, Bat Boner is just.
It's just like she said.
The thing is it just, if you have done white collar stuff or office work, this stuff just relates on a very deep.
It's just like, I thought she was gonna show me boobs. It's just like I said to you, if I wanted to show you something cool, I thought you meant boobs.
I had a fun time. I had a fun time with this game. It's got a lot of charm to it, and I look forward to Ad Hoc doing more. Great job, great music. But it's kind of like that thing that it is a point-and-click adventure game. So, but the thing is, they, unlike say the Telltale games where it's very story driven and you're just barely clicking on stuff, you do have to do some management, which can influence the story. So better put some effort into that.
Yeah. In that last mission, if you perform poorly enough, Blonde Blazer will show up and start helping you.
Oh.
Just a fun fact. I found that out.
I thought that was mandatory.
No.
Anyway.
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm sitting there, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm taking a long time and I'm missing a lot of calls. I am doing a bad job.
Actually, I didn't get that in my first run, where I someone told me about Blonde Blazer showing up in their last dispatch session. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean, Blonde Blazer? No. I was like, okay, well.
It's also fun discussing those little details too, because of course you got your romance options and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's it is kind of on rails, but there's a lot of ways you can explore.
I can fix her.
You got to it's great for sure for at least 2 playthroughs. So I look forward to them doing more.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my second one. I'm gonna go over more of this because it's on my list somewhere. I won't talk about it then, but yes.
Waterboy is fun, but I think Phenomenon Man is hilarious because Superman gets hit with Giga Depression and it makes for a fun coworker.
It's but he has the backstory and mindset of Starfire, where he thinks make love means to hug people, and I love
that's Phenomenon Man's just laying on the car right there.
Yeah. I love the bit where he's where you tell him that you kissed Blonde Blazer, and he's just and you're oh, hey, well, didn't mean anything, da 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 da, and then he picks up he's gonna fight you or something, and then he kisses you, and he's like, I do not believe that you are the reason we broke up. Well, Robert Robertson.
Well, it's not just that, but not only that, but he flung up from the car and threw shards of glass right into Robert's chest, because
Yeah, it's just like it seems the speed in which I have
again,
gotten up has put shards of glass in your chest.
yeah, it's like the superhero absurdity with like the realism, mundaneness, and annoyances of real life. It is magically entertaining.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think this game is great. I'm gonna go overboard a little bit. Well, what's your next one, Mr. Tom?
next one is It's Avowed.
Ooh.
I was surprised at this one. I was like, damn, you liked Avowed this much.
Right. So with my professional hat, this game is a 3 out of 5. And what I had in my notes says this game is always a little interesting, but it's not interesting enough at any one point to be great. It's good, but not great. Personally, it's always a little interesting because it's got the Obsidian writing magic. So if you played Outer Worlds or did it do Pentiment? Or was it?
Yeah, they did Pentiment. They did Pentiment. They did Grounded.
If you play like those games, you get the Obsidian writing magic. You get all these story choices. And it is a pretty standard first-person blob game, adventuring, questing, conversation, making decisions that influence the future. But the big thing that keeps me very engaged with this game is that the combat, sound effects, the UI feels a lot more punchier. So if Oblivion has the problem of you just whack stuff and you just whack, 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 whack. Okay, they're on the floor now. This game is kind of has more of like what you would expect from a first-person shooter type of feedback in terms of the sounds and the UI sort of stuff. So if you nail a headshot with your bow, you get like that very nice little clink, and you can see a little cross right on or skull mark on the UI. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like the most innovative. It's basically just taking some like Halo Infinite or other shooters have already done this, but like just trying to make the combat more exciting.
So,
and I think it most certainly worked. It's just, it's very interesting to me how such changes on how you perceive the combat can have such an effect on like how interesting or how engaging it can be.
Well, I am someone who typically hates combat in these games because it's bad. Like I find the combat in Oblivion and Skyrim to be bad. You do not feel impact. It does not feel good. It is a way to point A to point B almost in a bad sense. And I genuinely really enjoyed how reactive and much of an improvement this combat was. I was wildly impressed. Like, I love how you can also combine the powers together, so you could freeze dudes in place and then just instantly shatter them with a hammer and shit. Like, it was really cool. I really loved this game's combat. I didn't get to play enough of it to finish it. It was a Game Pass game. My subscription runs out soon. I'm probably gonna pick up this game when it's on deep discount, like to fully own it. But damn, dude, that combat was.
Oh yeah.
It was the first time that I was not begrudgingly playing a Western RPG's combat.
Wow.
It was like I am genuinely enjoying this combat.
Yeah, I very much liked it. It still has like that guided questing sort of thing, and the Obsidian story magic. There's a lot of choices that kind of feel like it does open up the possibilities of how you can influence the world. So like if I describe Dispatch as kind of sort of reaches sort of a similar point, just with kind of things rearranged. With Avowed, it's like, yeah, I could basically just dictate the entire fate of this continent, and it would feel like it. But I don't know, I haven't done a second playthrough, so I can't say like if I went in a completely opposite direction how much it would feel, how different it would feel. But at least in my first playthrough, it felt like if you have to like build towards that decision. So if the god that you're working with, you just continue to just antagonize them, I kind of doubt just pulling a 180 later is gonna work out as well. Maybe it's possible. But if you keep antagonizing them, they're going to remember you kept antagonizing them.
Also, the game has Fishman Garrus in it.
Yeah. And I can see why Brandon Keener sounds freaking Brandon Keener sounds exactly the same as he did back in Mass Effect.
It's funny.
Same voice,
same mannerisms, just all of it's the freaking same.
Same personality. It's just Fishman Garrus.
Yeah, it's like, oh my goodness, it's Garrus Vicarian, except you're
That's a selling
Fantasyland
point.
Fishman.
If I had known that, man.
Yeah, like legitimately, I would go up to him and instead of like being like, "Oh, where's so and so," I would literally go to myself, "Where's Fish Garrus?"
Is this game out on
It's
PC?
Kai.
Maybe there's a mod you can put Garrus as a
Yeah.
skin over that
Probably.
character.
Yeah, I'm sure it is on PC. I bought it on PC.
Nice.
It's one of those games where I am it's currently $50. Oh, is that its regular price or is this a sale?
It is the regular price, yes,
Nice.
because this
It's
is like
50?
actually because the thing is Obsidian's flagship game is The Outer Worlds, but like this game kind of
Yes.
felt like it was like number 2 or 3 on the priority list, which I'm actually rather impressed that they did Pentiment and this in the midst of The Outer Worlds, because like a lot of studios would just do one game at a time and maybe have a second game in the concept stage. Like they would just do it one at a time sort of thing, but they're like to have them do this relatively openish world RPG game with The Outer Worlds 2, and both of them coming out the same year.
That's nuts.
Is like rather, and you know, and this game is good, and I think The Outer Worlds 2 came out good.
It's good. I have not gotten to play as much of it as I wanted to because there's just so many games all the time. But The Outer Worlds 2 is great. Like I like that game a lot. It is very much an old school RPG though. Like it is very much just like, yo, your tree dictates your experience with this game.
Yeah, and this game feels like a number 2 or number 3 project, which, you know, that's not a bad thing, I can understand why this game did not make as many like risks and innovations as you would probably expect. But I think that in a year where Xbox has just been in a decade of where Xbox has just been making continually questionable decisions, I think that this is something that's at least not bad news for Xbox at all. I quite enjoyed it. It is a lower key release. It's a $50 game, you know, and it feels like a game you can play multiple times. It has a unique combat feel that I don't see in most other RPGs, and it's a good effort, and I enjoyed it quite a bit personally.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. What's your
again, it's you know, but my professional hat says it's a 3 out of 5, but personally, I had a good time with it.
Awesome.
I'm waiting for a price drop to go back to it, and also knowing the fact that I'll probably have to restart my save because I can't imagine it uses the same save as Steam.
Right.
I really hate that Microsoft's so inconsistent with that. So like Halo carries over, Gears carries over, Forza Motorsport does, but Forza Horizon doesn't. It's just really weird how like some games will and some games won't. I really wish they'd get consistent on that shit.
Yeah.
So, no.
All right.
Yeah, that's my number 5. Moving to number 4, it's Eternal Strands.
I am so shocked this is this high. This is wild. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, well, it didn't take long for me to decide on this one. I did a review of this one, so check that also if you want the full opinion. I think it's like a 12-minute long review, I think. No, okay, well, however long it is.
Here's the
what
link
I really
in
liked
the
about
channel
Eternal
where you can
Strand-
watch that.
Yeah. So in sticking to the theme of ex-Ubisoft devs doing a lot better without Ubisoft, Eternal Strands is very hard for me to describe, and I can also understand why this game is very hard to market because it's a blob game. It's a third-person blob game, light attack, heavy attack, push-button crafting, skill trees, with some Monster Hunter Shadow Colossus like climbing monsters and slaying and hitting their weak spots and slaying it. So it's kind of like, so what's innovative or new or unique about this game? Unfortunately, not much. However, they just do it really well. Executed very well, very focused. So you don't have like all this fluff of, oh, we should like do this story gimmick or we should do this. It's just a very focused, honest adventure. And as a first game, I think it's really good. I think the next one they should take some more risks with it.
Sure.
And even right now, I don't even know much. I don't have much to say about this game right now because it's so hard to find ways to describe it. It's stuff you already know, but just done really well.
Right.
I I think that Yahtzee actually like put it best in his review. This is Picasso's boring early stuff, a perfectly well put together demonstration that the developers understand the principles. Now I want to see them make some fucking art. I wouldn't go, it's maybe not that harsh, but it's Yahtzee, you know, he rolls.
That's how he does it.
But yeah, like there's a lot of good stuff here. Like it has a lot of interesting stuff, like the Breath of the Wild style exploration, some Shadow of the Colossus, Monster Hunter type combat. It takes a lot of really cool elements to make a really complete package, I feel.
Yes.
It really looks
so
cool
it's
to look at. This seems interesting.
But it has like that half realism, half tune look that a lot of games already do. It's just so hard for me to describe it, because what can I say about it that isn't already done other than it is done well?
Right.
And I think like this is a case of your game doesn't have to be innovative. This is a classic case of you need to make a good product. And yes, it will not be a huge seller because it looks derivative, but I wish more games could kind of like do with this instead of getting carried away with stuff like we need to throw in random comic relief character. Actually, like that. Actually, one of the things that about this game that is that if you're looking for some humor or some like exciting personalities, this game doesn't have it. Everyone is a professional, and so it's a bit dry on personality. The character personality. Everyone is a professional. Everyone is businesslike, and so if you're looking, it's like the opposite of Veilguard characters.
Okay.
If the Dragon Age Veilguard characters were all like perky and I'm dyslexic with ADHD and all this kind of other fun stuff. Oh my god, guys, something's happening. Type of humor that drives you insane in Veilguard. This game is like the complete antithesis of that. It probably went too far the other way, but I'm okay with that because that's just that I'm probably more that type of person that just prefers less goofy stuff.
Right.
So I see. For me, like that, I am in the camp that I think it went too far the other way. I think Veilguard is too much, but this was like the writing. This was very just like,
again,
all right,
it's a group of professionals.
I feel like I'm talking to coworkers for sure. Yep.
Yep. Except these are coworkers you will happily be productive with, but not necessarily a group that you will go to a bar with.
Right.
Yes. I did
so
like
the
the
know
magic.
that if you're looking for like exciting characters, this game doesn't have it, but you know. But you do spend like a lot of your time out pretty much in the wilderness, exploring this like long lost land kind of thing.
I did like the magic system in this a lot. I did like how like you could, it's very similar to Avowed, where it was very reactive, where you could use ice to lock stuff down and, you know, use fire to set up dots. And
oh yeah, and you get a bit of that Monster Hunter Shadow Colossus type of awesome thing, climb the beast and all that fun stuff. I think like I like this game as much as I did because it was just like everything. It has so much that is like the opposite of Veilguard, and I did not like Veilguard very much.
Right.
And I was just like, this is such a nice breath of fresh air for me. And this is one of those games that's indie, but has like AA amounts of help.
Right.
Yep.
The credits run on freaking forever. It's like Expedition 33. It's indie, but how much help do they have? A lot.
Yeah.
So good on them. I wish them future success. I'm not sure if this game sold well enough. I'm a little concerned about that part, but
right.
You know, it's a classic case of you don't have to innovate, you don't have to be flashy, you just need to do it good.
This looks like, just hearing you talk about it and watching this trailer, it's like this screams a game that could really use a sequel, because they made a new IP, established they can make a good solid game, and now that they have that established, they can chart their own path with what they've made.
And yes, I feel that is actually a perfect description of like, I think you could do something very interesting here, but you just need another game.
Yeah.
And I hope that it did well enough to justify, you know, another Game Pass deal. This was a Game Pass game, right?
Oh man.
Like
Game Pass continuing to show me games that I end up buying on Steam, but yeah, this was one of them.
How much is this?
I'm sure they love that.
It's just like, this is why I feel demos are so important, because yeah, you have the 2-hour buy game and then refund it thing.
Yeah.
Which is valuable in its own way.
Yeah. And yeah, so it's just like I need a way to taste the game without having to buy the whole thing and having to return it. And that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, that's Eternal Strands. Very hard for me to talk about because I think the review can say it a lot better than I can because it's not like this game has like a magic X factor thing to it.
Sure.
But
yeah.
But you wish your first game could end up being like Undertale or Expedition 33. But I think like what you can achieve is something like this, where like you just need to establish your understanding of fundamentals, and like gimmicks are great, but if your game is bad, the gimmicks don't help very much unless there's something. It has to be like entertaining. This game is like, I don't know, like maybe it's like a Toyota Camry. It's kind of like a boring car, but like just really good.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a sports car, it's not a supercar, it's not a Lambo, but it's a really good car that, you know, any regular person can enjoy. So
And I'm gonna take, you know, we're looking at potentially, you know, with what's going on with technology and just the way AAA development has ballooned out of control. This is like the future of game development on like for a lot of popular games. You got your Expedition 33s, and then you have games like this where you've got a small group of people who get a lot of people contributing to it to make something new and taking the time to try and like, all right, we can make a good video game, and now we're going to try and build off of that. Like,
yeah. And I think that something that this game very much revealed to me, as multiple other games have for me this year, is I like a game where it knows what its identity is, what its mission is, and stays focused to it. Because what happens to a lot of games like Dragon Age Veilguard and Ubisoft games is they try to do a lot of everything. We need this feature and this feature, and we need that set piece, but then they just kind of feels like you're trying to do everything, but you kind of at the same time don't feel entirely committed to any idea other than you're committed to just add more. So like, you know, I talked about how like Tokyo Extreme Racer is very focused. This game is very focused. Avowed feels focused. Like, you know what you want and you commit to it, even though that design decision is not going to appeal to everybody. Dragon's Dogma 2 did that too. Like they decided we're not going to do like multiple saves and you're going to suffer trying to walk to the city. That is a design decision. And it pissed people off. It pissed some people off immensely.
right.
But they, you know, they stuck with it, and yet at the same time, like, this is what an adventure game should feel like. There is an element of risk when in your adventure. Going out to the wilderness should be a little scary. It should be a little risky. You should have to work a little bit to make it there. And when you make it there, it feels awesome. Instead of just this, I walk along a road like I'm driving on the interstate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm bored.
Yep.
So Dragon's Dogma, Eternal Strands, and these games like Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. Like, I'm going through that right now. Doesn't have any of the Persona High School going shopping and that kind of stuff fluff that Persona has, but so like it's very focused on being a straightforward JRPG, and like that game feels fantastic to me right now.
Well, what's your number? Your number? I think it's 2. 2's your next one. 3. Sorry.
Yeah. Do let me know if I'm talking too much on a certain game.
No, you're good.
Because I want to give time to you guys also. It's The Altars.
Ooh.
I can't remember the last time I would play games for like 6 or 8 hours straight. And that wasn't like some World of Warcraft raid session. Outside of MMOs, I can't remember the last time I played a game for 8 hours straight. And this game, every time I turn it on thinking I'm just going to play it for 30 minutes, next thing I know, it's 11 o'clock at night. The sun was out when I started playing this game, and now it's close to midnight when I stopped. Other than a food break halfway through. And so why is that? Well, you've got like this interaction of all these personalities of Yawns. So basically, Yawn has to clone himself based on a branch of a critical decision in his life. And you have all these Yawns that are very different because it's the same person, but it's major life choices gone differently or different decisions made at some point. And so now you've got to manage this team of like personalities. So you got this management aspect. You got to survive because you got to get this giant wheelbase to its point, and you got to get materials to craft stuff, and you got to get the scientists to research stuff and all this kind of stuff. And then you got to deal with all this drama that happens amongst the yawns, while also kind of coming to understand the common thread of like we all kind of stemmed from the same person at one point. We just went a different path in life. And so you get like this. You get this amazing experience of like knowing people, learning people, and while also like having this lighter management experience and trying to survive on a desolate planet. And it's hard for me to explain, but I do have a review in progress for like the last 5 months now. It's still not done. I'll have a review out on this game. And I think like something that a lot of games, this game does a unique thing where, because this is like Yawn, but different versions of Yawn based on a critical life, it actually can make you think about your own life and the major decisions you made at various points and how like your life could have turned out differently. It's kind of a very it makes you rather reflective of your own experiences.
That's really cool.
And yeah, and of course, if you like management games, that's great. And also like this is 11-bit studios we're talking about here. So like if you played Frostpunk or any of their, or I forgot what the first game was called, but like if you like stress with management, oh yeah, you're gonna get that with this for sure. Because you're not just managing like, oh yeah, it's survival, but did you know you have to deal with people too? So I don't. Why, like, as much as I love this game, the reason why it's not a number one game is that it's kind of a little hard for me to say like this is the best thing ever, everybody should play it. It's just that I don't recommend this to just anybody because it is stressful. If you don't like dealing with real life people very much, or you don't like management types of games, I don't recommend this. But those who are into it, like me, if you like Frostpunk, if you like these type of, I mean, sort of Dispatch also, actually. Dispatch, you're managing people also.
Yep.
But it has like this unique combo, and there's a sense of like realism to it, not from a gameplay perspective, but from like a people story perspective, how people behave. 11-bit Studios is very good at that. So yeah, that's the Alters.
Nice.
I absolutely love this game so much.
All right.
And I was going to do bits of a second playthrough to get footage, and it turned into a second full playthrough on accident.
Fantastic.
Hell yeah.
I can't remember the last time a game did that. It's so long.
I remember that you did not necessarily recommend this game to me, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. Say it. Yep.
I love it so much, but I can't recommend it to just about anybody. It's almost like, it's almost like sports cars. I can't just recommend this to anybody because like it's a small car that has only 2 seats. It's like it's so much good for me, but like so many people are not looking for this.
Right.
But everybody should try it at least.
Okay.
And it's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass, so like give it a try. And I can understand why if somebody doesn't like it, because somebody could drive a sports car and be like, oh, it's too small, it rides too rough, I can't put anything inside of it. I've got kids and all this stuff. Like that's fine. But the weird thing is I remembered the first time I saw this game because it was when Frostpunk 2 came out, and I was just like, what is this? Oh, it doesn't look like something I'm interested in. Oh, the irony.
Right.
So that's my number 3.
Good pick.
So yeah, review's coming.
All right.
Eventually. One day, maybe. Who knows?
Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, sick.
No, I'm just sorry. Okay, number 2.
Number 2.
Yes, the game that won it all, but isn't number 1 on my list. This is going to cause riots.
The controversy.
It's Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. This game is like, I did a review of this one.
Yep.
This game is iconic. It brings back the grandeur. There's still a lot of JRPGs today. Shin Megami Tensei 5, Persona. Not necessarily JRPGs, but you still have like action RPGs, Tales, the Tales series. Tales of Arise is good. You have a lot of games that emulate or seek to capture the essence of the old days. Eidolon Chronicles, that's like a Suikoden spiritual successor. There is Octopath. There's Bravely Default. There's all these games that harken back to the old days. And in my opinion, not all of them capture this one important feel that people associate with 90s and 2000s RPGs, and that's the word I describe it as grandeur. There's a sense of occasion, grander than life, equal parts realism and fantasy. Final Fantasy. Like Final Fantasy like 6, 4 through 10. Like nowadays we just associate grandeur with like AAA, beautiful as possible, massive as possible graphics and all that kind of stuff, and a story that runs like a billion layers deep and probably needs a thesis paper to explain to you. Whereas the grandeur that I usually associate with 90s and 2000s RPGs is there's a lot of gray in the world, and the world can be very cruel. I believe Final Fantasy 6 very much did that. Final Fantasy 7, I mean, you start off by jumping up on a train and causing this facility explosion, I believe was the beginning of 7.
Yes.
And there's like this sense of grander than life. So you get senses of grander than life in bits and pieces elsewhere. Like, I said immersive world like Dragon's Dogma, Bayonetta 2 does scale, Final Fantasy 16 does scale, but like to have all of it put together into this like thing that makes you how do I describe this? It's like the type of game that inspires cosplayers, music composers. It inspires so much fan work, and you don't get that very often. And like, yes, you get that in the indie space. Like Undertale did a lot of that. Mass Effect did a lot of that. But like as far as like that JRPG style, it's like it's not even Japanese; it's French. But it plays. Yeah. But what was the line that I said? The art may be very Francais, but it is Nihon long because it plays very JRPG, but it's all the French.
It is very much old Final Fantasy, Paper Mario.
Yeah,
Combat.
And it captures an essence that. Because the thing is, like, I felt that if any other game would have captured it, you would have had, it wouldn't blow up like this, but it just captures like this lost feeling, this lost sense of occasion that you get bits and pieces elsewhere, but not in a place where the ones that did it all. Nier Automata did it, but that's not a JRPG necessarily. That's an action game. So this game is iconic, and I think that when the decade is over, this is very much in strong contention for top 10 games of the decade. Very much has proven that it is a top game of the year. But I can't think of any higher praise for a game like this other than it is iconic. You can talk about in the same sentence as Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 4, Suikoden. You could probably do all that. So yeah, that's my thing.
I think it's the most complete game of the year. Like I truly do think that it is the game I think about most when you want to bring up a game where I'm just like, God damn, that is a complete package.
You're gonna be sad a lot because there's a lot of grief out there, and this game will capture it. And this game will always have a talking point of its ending. People will talk about the ending and what was the right ending, what was the good ending. And in my opinion, looking at it from a bigger perspective, there is no right answer to the ending. Sounds like a cop-out answer. But here's the thing. I can understand both sides on this one. Because this game's theme is the cycle of grief. And it continues, and you have to choose which cycle to continue or which thing you're going to choose to cope with. And that is a cruel reality of people.
Yeah, I have gotten into multiple hours-long discussions with people I know about the ending of this game. I am very much steadfast in my belief about my ending. But yeah.
And it's I lost my thought. Okay. Absolutely do play this game. I believe there's a demo for it. Oh yes, I remember the thought now. once you know all the secrets of this game, or even just go through a playthrough of it, your whole second playthrough will never be the same. Because you see so much that you missed from your first playthrough.
Nice.
See, I actually think the second playthrough, at least like in my mind, I kind of like it a bit more just because you notice all these small details.
Oh yeah.
Of like, oh shit, that's this happening and this happening. It is a game with so many layers that can be enjoyed like just so in so many different ways. Like, and the gameplay is like rock solid and super deep. Like, I had so much fun making the perfect one-shot Mael build. Right? Like,
the gameplay is so open to being experimented with. And here's the thing, like I was thinking like I suck at these parries. I understand it's a design decision, but I suck at these parries. Guess what? The game has pictos if you suck at dodging and parries.
Yep.
And I remember taking a screenshot and telling him, it's like, Bronson, this game understands my pain.
The fact that it has builds and options entirely built around like entirely built around the fact that, oh, I might be bad at the parry and dodge. Here, let me do builds to work with that is fantastic.
Yeah. A small side note, I actually kind of disagree with them making the dodge windows as big as they are now. Because I felt like that even on the easy mode, like the dodges being a bit difficult, it was annoying, but it wasn't like unplayable. And again, like you had those pictos to make your life a lot easier. It's like, oh, you're bad at dodging? Well, we'll give you ability points if you miss a dodge.
See, I found the dodges easy. The parries were hard though. There were some parries I was like, woo, the timing on that is rough, buddy.
The parries is annoying because it's like slow, fast. Slow, fast. Fast, slow.
Yeah, they are purposely trying to make it hard on you to
they're constantly psyching you out, and it was like I found it really annoying, but I was just like,
But then when you run into those enemies later in the game, you fucking just fuck them up because you know their pattern. You know that he's gonna do the up, boom, and then you just parry and nuke him, and it feels amazing.
The thing, though, like if you can suffer through it, if you do a perfect parry and you do like a whole team counterattack, it's so worth it.
Yeah, like that's another thing too.
They made the reward worth it. If
the weighing the risk reward of like, okay, I'm going to just dodge to start so I know the pattern. And then now I know the pattern, I can start parrying and just jack them up. Feels so good. It feels so good. And then just like setting up your builds and how your different teams can have really sick, awesome builds. And yeah, it's one of the most like artfully done stories I've ever seen in a video game.
And like any piece of art, great piece of art, it's so open to interpretation.
Yes,
we talked about for a very, very long time.
Yeah, and also it has one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game. It's so good. It's one of the few soundtracks. Like normally when I buy video game vinyl, I'll buy like the greatest hits record, which is like the 20 best songs from the game, like I did with Persona. No, I bought the full set. Like Phoebe and I split the full cost of every song that's in this game, all like 200 of them. I don't know, like, yeah, like, dude, no, hell yes. Oh, such a good game. So fucking good.
And they've got this universe they could do so much with.
They do.
Once you find out, like once the secrets get reviewed, it's like, oh my goodness, there's so many stories.
Yeah, yes. I'm gonna try and keep it as vague as possible for spoilers, which is I want to know more about that one particular war.
Yes,
that sounds fascinating to me. So yeah.
But be warned though, you'll be very sad multiple times. This game is very depressing and does a very good job of making you feel depressed.
But I also
think the prologue alone.
Yes. But I think it has a lot of whimsy and happy in it too. Like I think my boy SGK alone is enough happiness to keep the mood light. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Clear Obscure. I have a review on it. So
The game is very good at making you go wee and make you go ooh.
yeah.
And then the Wii balances out the woo. All right. So, all right. Well,
Number two.
what's your number one, Mr. Ta? What's your game of the year?
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Ooh.
He went ape. He's going ape.
So it really, for me, Expedition 33 and Donkey Kong are tied.
Oh.
But
Eh.
I had to pick one that's at number one, and I had to pick one that goes to number two. And the reason why I put Donkey Kong Bonanza at number one is that as much as Expedition 33 does grief and whimsy and balances out, I think the world needs a little more happiness. And Donkey Kong Bonanza is joy. It is, if Expedition 33 crushes your heart and puts you in despair, Donkey Kong Bonanza will heal you right up. It is so much fun. I want to get at least half the bananas of every level. It's cathartic in a way where you're just punching stuff. Having a bad day, great. Just, punch this whole hill out of existence if you wanted to. Simple story. Huge amounts of funds always presents the banana, but like you also get all these fun skills and the bonanzas, the ostrich, the zebra, Kong, elephant.
I gotta know what was your favorite Bonanza song? Because there's a fun little detail in this game where every Bonanza has its own song, and also whenever Pauline is singing in the song, she's actually singing on Donkey Kong. Like you can go pan the camera over and she'll be singing the lyrics.
I think I said Kong.
Kong, really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's probably the most straightforward one because it's freaking Donkey Kong. It's like the first one you get.
Yeah, it's
Elephant. I think I don't know. I know that ostrich is probably the least favorite one.
Yeah, ostrich
Zebra's
is definitely
cool.
my least favorite song.
Zebra's cool.
Zebra is my favorite song
Elephant's
for
pretty
sure.
fun because it's all just blasting trumpets, really.
Yes.
Yeah, Kong's pretty straightforward. I really enjoy the puzzles. I really like those mini challenges.
Yes, those are a lot of fun.
Even make like side scroller challenges too. Like that was very surprising. Love the music. It's like a simple gameplay. Nintendo does this so good. It's a simple gameplay concept that you could put so much depth into. And you get the platformer stuff, but you're also moving in a 3D space, and then you're talking to all these fractones, and you meet the security fractone, which is like a bunch of jerks who just like pay me money and I'll tolerate you. There's so much joy. It's such a really good game. There's so much joy, and I just thought like, instead of like all these games that are like so serious and bittersweet happiness and grief, why not like have a game that's just joyful and so fun to interact with? And that's the best way I could describe Donkey Kong Bonanza. Honestly, I have like notes. Why am I not pulling up my notes right now?
Speaking from the heart.
Yeah. See, rare control foibles, bosses a little too easy. Yeah, the bosses are a little too easy. Yeah, if Expedition delivers the full authentic experience of grief and depression, then DK Bonanza will heal you right up with happiness. 5 out of 5.
I think that Donkey Kong Bonanza, the only two bosses that really stood out to me as like, oh, these are like really challenging, are like your second Void Con fight.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna spoil it. Fuck it. The end fight against K. Rool. Which this game is on my list that I want to discuss that unbelievably amazing, insane ending when I get there.
Yeah. So that's my list. Expedition 33 and Donkey Kong is tied, but Donkey Kong ekes out because I think we need a little more happiness in the world. There's a lot of sadness and a lot of anger as it is. Take your pick. There's no shortage of it. There's no shortage of it, and it's almost like making a game that's happy is offensive for some reason.
Right.
How dare you be happy at a time like this? How dare you give me joy when the world's on fire? I don't know. Maybe we need a little bit of Wii,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So but yeah, they're effectively tied. But I had to pick one, and that's the one I pick, and that's my top 10.
Nice. I
It's a
like
lot
it.
of games. It's a lot of games that are that very much understand their identity and know what they are and sticking to it while also making like at least a playable game out of it. I think that's the theme that stuck out to me this year as far as my list. Every single one of these games, even if it's like a blob game like Avowed or Eternal Strands, it's like, okay, we're gonna make a blob game, but we have to understand that we got to get the fundamentals right before we start doing some more weird dumb stuff on top. And I like that. So that seems to be the theme.
That's
All
fantastic.
Right.
Great list.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's on to you, Mr. Aaron.
Oh dear. All right, so this year for me was strange, both in terms of how I interacted with games and just the year of releases themselves. There are gonna be a number of games here where I did not get to put a whole lot of time in, but they made a strong impression. And so I'll have what I have to talk about here, and we'll see. We'll get into it. Let's just get into it. Let's start off. This is gonna be tough to manage while talking at the same time. Okay, let's get this up going. So the first game, we actually talked about this on M's list a little bit. My number 10 is Date Everything.
Hell yeah, you fucked that couch.
I sure. Actually, I don't think I did.
Oh
no, not yet. Anyway.
What did you fuck? What did you fuck in that game?
Bed. Shelf. Did I don't know. That seemed like a different kind of relationship.
Getting dirty with the shelves.
Shelf is one of my favorites.
Now that I'm watching footage of this game, it's like, okay, I think I get it a little better now.
Right. Yeah. It's a fun time, very charming. With all these characters, the relationships. Who is that? Holy shit, I need to go back into the game. They're not super deep, but it's very charming. Lots of a number of characters you may not resonate with, but there's like 100 of them. Like you'll be fine. And I had a great time. This is a good time. Fucked the desk, or I'm about to. We're almost there.
He's about to fuck the desk, everybody.
Oh yeah. I went on an adventure with cardboard box, ship in a bottle, and the globe. We went into an adventure.
That's an interesting setup.
It was great. It was a good time. I love that. Some very tongue-in-cheek fun characters, and it's a light game. It's like this is something you can just pop into and just mess around with a character or two, and then pop out, and you're good. Multiple endings for these characters, so like second playthroughs. Like there's if you remember which way you went with one character, all right, now I can try with a different character. Yeah, some of the characters are hit and miss on how they're portrayed, but some people resonate with it, some people don't. It's all good. Again, 100 characters, you'll find something you like. So I had a great time. So Date Everything, number 10.
Yeah, the more I hear about the game, the more I want to check that out. All right, what's your number 9?
It's a nice casual experience. Like it. Oh, okay. This one makes me sad. Number 9 is a little game called Tribe 9. Now,
Tribe 9.
This was an attempt at a gotcha. Yes, you have heard of it because I've told you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All the gotchas blend together. Sorry.
So, this was a game. They were trying to make this a property. Like they were, like what they were doing with Uma Musume. Like they wanted to do something. They made an anime that was like a season long of these characters before this game came out. They were trying for something with this, and it made the list for me because the world, the story, the characters, and then like it has combat, kind of like action combat, like Zenless Zone Zero. It was as a complete package, like as just a full like video game. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was this air of like, here are just some anime characters. You ever played an anime before? Here you go. Here's an anime. But I just got so attached. And part of it is that it's set around this fictional version of baseball that is like a city, is like as big as a city as the field, and you just hit and you're on third base, but it's like a building way off, like 10 blocks down the road, and it's made by or I don't know if it's made by, but it's the Danganronpa people, which you can tell by the art, had a hand on this, and yeah, the evil guy takes control and is going to kill you if you lose this XB game. And so I don't know. This game was a lot of fun, and unfortunately, it was not marketed really at all. Like, people did not hear about this game.
I heard about this game by hearing.
Strange because they made a whole season of an anime show for it.
Yes,
right?
They didn't market the anime very much.
And it's like
it's really bizarre.
Yes,
and the Danganronpa people, like Danganronpa is a big franchise. It's a big name.
There's clearly some production value here, and you got people that people know, and here's a gotcha. If you want this to succeed,
run out of marketing
get the
money?
word out. And
did they run out of marketing money because they spent it all elsewhere?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the story is.
Yeah.
And months into this game existing, they said, yeah, this game's done. And so servers went offline in November, and there was outcry enough among the fans of this game that a number of people who worked on this game are going to do like they're doing writing and manga, like webcomic stuff, for free. They're not getting paid to do it. They're just going to, for the fans, write out the full story so that you get to experience an adventure with the characters and have some closure.
God,
So
that's always a bummer.
It's a bummer. Like, people cared about this. The people who got to see this, and like, there was something interesting here. And for the moment, you can't play it. People are exploring, trying to get like private servers going and try to make something happen. Even though they only got gameplay up to like chapter 3, and they had a whole lot more planned. But
Nice.
So they're still working on that. It's just, this was a start of a theme for me this year of like the state of game development in 2025. And this was one of like, we are going to bet hard on this live service gacha game, and then we're not going to do what needs to be done to get it in front of people. Or, there's just a lot of games fighting for that kind of, video game among like 5 to 10 top dogs. And like, not everyone's going to win. If this game was a single player game that you bought one time, it would have been successful. You could have done something and marketed it properly. You could have made something with this. And to put the amount of resources that they did, and people who are passionate about this game, including the developers, to watch it die was fucking tragic. And I'm glad it exists. I'm glad it came to be. I enjoyed my time with this game quite a lot. And at least we'll get to see a wrap up of the story. The developers are saying, like, man, if this catches on, maybe we could revive it later. I don't have confidence that that's going to happen, but
you never know, right?
You never know.
I usually think that when they say a phrase like, well, if there's enough interest, we'll make it. But then I'll be like, okay, but you started making it, so clearly you thought there was like enough interest before, or if you're just trying
right. But it's like
it's like more like a statement to like gauge.
It's like can we get enough?
The reaction is strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and can we get a new
reaction
people?
is very strong, and they still disappoint you in the end.
Right.
So I was like, so what's the point of the question then?
And can we get, maybe this game got a bunch of traction from its death, and hopefully we can leverage that to get it back going again.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Well, and it's sad, but I'm glad it existed. I'm glad I got to experience it.
How long was this game online totally?
I want
you
to say
said
like
November,
eight
they turned
months.
out.
it was like 8 to 10 months or something like that. Yeah,
Oh, gee, that's
it was
that's pretty
not
tragic.
long, and
At least it's not Concord. 13 days.
that's a very low bar. But yes,
I saw new copies of that game still or something, and I was just like, I don't know what to do with this.
right.
They were selling on eBay, like physical copies of Concord were selling on eBay just as like history pieces.
Right. Such a
Yeah.
monumental failure. It wasn't even like a case of, oh, the sales are bad. No, it was a game you could only play for 13 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they just pulled the plug completely. That's a monumental failure.
Yeah, like
You would think
like
it would have gone at least like a couple months before they just gave up, because you think of like Babylon's Fall and all these other like historically awful failures. And they went on for at least a few months before they gave up. But,
it's like the people who want to own Atari on or ET on the Atari 2600, right? Like it's those people. It's just like, I need to own the worst video games of all time.
reminds me. I mean, yeah, I've seen cases of that before, but yeah, that's a tangent.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Aaron.
So that's Tribe 9. I was, making sure my list was what I wanted, and then I caught Tribe 9. I was like, how's Tribe 9 doing? And I got really sad. Every time I look at Tribe 9 again, I just get sad.
Yeah, and it doesn't have like the scale or it doesn't have like the amount of public goodwill to make on the size that brings something like World of Warcraft Classic back.
Right. No.
Or Fortnite Original or Classic, whatever they called it, back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like, this is going to be one of those things that's going to be lost to history, and only people who remember it are those who still have memories of it.
Yep. Thankfully we have video of the game playing, and we have, there's someone that's working to try and get that gameplay back for like private servers, but how successful that'll be. But
I mean, I'm sure there has to be some legal thing that's preventing them from releasing the server code for it.
I mean, probably. Yeah. No, we're lucky
like,
that the company that owns Tribe 9 is letting the developers make their own volunteer thing for free.
Yeah.
They had to get permission for that, and they said, yeah, sure. This thing that we fucking killed. Anyway, all right. Number 8 is a short one for me, because tragically I didn't get to play a lot of it, but that short bit I did made quite the impression on me, and that is Dispatch.
Dispatch.
I'm excited to play more of
game.
this. I have not had the time to sit down. There's something about like I'm treating it like a TV show, and it's like I have to sit down for an episode. It's like, I don't know. There's like a mental baggage for some reason.
The presentation is presented like a TV episode, so yeah,
sure,
very much so.
Yeah. But the brief amount of time I've had with this and what I've seen, all this, like, this is the thing that got me the most was the writing, and specifically the voice acting is some of the best I've ever seen.
Yes, 100%, full stop.
Just the little bit I experienced in terms of writing, like, I struggle with story games, especially ones that give you like 3 options, because like, I'll take this like neutral option, whatever, and then you'll pick something that has like some kind of direction to it, and the person says it in a way that you didn't quite intend. And this game so far is like, that actually might be, that better captures what I felt about the situation than what I thought in my head. Like, how did they do that?
Nice.
And maybe it's just because I'm a hardcore, like, deep in the middle millennial, and that's just what the writing is.
This game very much captures the essence of millennial office work.
Yeah, and just carrying that energy into other aspects, like just fighting with superheroes and stuff. Just like,
what was the way that you described it, Bronson? It reminded you of some PTSD when you did a similar white collar thing once.
Oh yes. God, what was I forget what job it was, but yes, it very much
tow trucks or something.
Yes. Okay. So no, I had a PTSD moment where I had a job for about like a month and a half in my early 20s, where it was a contract gig where I was dispatching tow trucks and dispatching like roadside repair, and like I just Jesus. Just the real moment of just flashbacking to like would have been 22 at the time, just like sitting in this office at like 9 at night talking to truckers and like tow truck drivers.
Hell yeah.
Lordy.
That's great. Yep. Yeah, I don't have much more to say on this right now, but I'm gonna continue playing it. They clearly have done a great job with this.
I cannot wait to see your choices. I
Sure.
did discuss them with you in detail.
Yeah.
I gotta know. Obviously, the game is pushing you towards a waifu.
Yeah.
Which waifu are you leaning towards right now?
See, my problem is I know that the one I was interested in most is not a romance option, which is Demon Lady, but I also haven't interacted with her yet. So
First off, that is the most correct answer because she is who I would have romanced if I could.
yeah.
But yeah, let me tell you. But out of the two options you're being pushed towards, do you have one yet?
I don't have one yet. It's too early to call.
Okay.
I need to interact with them more.
That's fair.
But
that's fair. Yeah, no, me and Anthony went opposite routes. I went Invisigal, he went Blonde Blazer.
Right, so...
But I can totally understand why Invisigal is a fun person to hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
If a bit too chaotic sometimes.
You can fix her, Anthony. I know you can.
When it comes to surface impressions, I lean towards Invisigal, but I have not interacted with Invisigal yet, so it's just like... I need to...
Okay, all right. Yeah, you're gonna... I think by the end of that game, you'll enjoy her. I'm kind of curious about a lot of things. The good news is that game is short. I think at most it's 8 hours. Okay. At most.
Yeah.
So you'll get through it quick. All right.
I'm looking forward to it. So yeah. It's bad. All right. Next game here, another kind of mixed emotions one, but was important for me to get everything set up and going. Everything's fine. Next game is Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, I'm a big Pokemon fan. I'm part of the problem, and I'm willing to admit that. That's fine.
All right.
Legends is turning into...
It's part of understanding the addiction is knowing you have an addiction.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And of the few I have, one of them is Pokemon. Pokemon is just a through line through my life. It's been nice. And
she wants to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Oh, let's see. You know, that's the thing I don't. The thing I enjoy about Pokemon is being in the world with Pokemon. I actually like battling the least. But that's the interesting thing about this game is they decide to try some different stuff with battling. And that's fantastic. Here's a new thing. Let's do something different. Let's try stuff. And I think they've stumbled upon something that's interesting. Something that we will most likely see in the next Pokemon game, mainline. And Legends is turning into this thing of like, here is a place where essentially mainline Pokemon can experiment with stuff. Let's try things. People are telling us to try things. Let's create a new, franchise. Well, not franchise, but a different spin-off thing to experiment with. And like, I'm thankful for any attempts. So I enjoy running around Lumio City and running around with my Pokemon, and it's just a good time. I have a great time with it. There needs to be more. It's still not the best looking video game, certainly not a game of Pokemon's caliber financially. So they still need to work on that. I don't know. I haven't seen if there's any change with DLCs or updates, but the fact that you can't pet your Pokemon is messed up. Come on now. What are we doing?
Yeah. Had that.
I don't know.
I do like that you can go take pictures at the coffee shop chilling with your Pokemon though.
Yes, it's great.
That's a nice little thing. Me and Charizard chilling at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
My biggest complaint about this game is it does not have Snorlax.
I know.
Some bullshit.
We go back to they gotta pick and choose what Pokemon are in until they figure out, hey, here's an engine that we can roll with for a long time. And here are all the Pokemon.
The fact and move list correctly.
They tried and then failed spectacularly, and now they're gun shy. So,
Yeah, Blaziken's in the DLC, but I played the DLC and it's not very good.
Oh,
So I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
I'm not sure if I want to grind this DLC just to get a Blaziken to take into whatever the next game is.
Exactly, right. So, yeah, no, Absol is my favorite Pokemon, and that's a central figure in this game. So, after the absence of Absol and Scarlet and Violet, I was pretty happy with that. Pokemon continues to have great character designs. I like this group of characters.
Yes. Yes, as much as I like bitch about the visuals, like I actually think the models of the Pokemon, the people look great. It is the areas,
The environment
that look bad.
Yep.
Yeah, the environment does not look good.
This is a perfectly fine, like the interior area. Like this is fine. If this is the art style, great. But like when you go out into the city and it looks the way it does, it's just like, man, all right.
Look at all these cardboard boxes we painted.
And it's like, again, it's like, okay, you're trying to, if the open world, like, of Pokemon was set up like this, you can see the vision of the future, but they're baby steps in, like, the most literal, almost literal sense of the word, of just, like, you have taken a small step. This is a good step, but you have so many more steps you need to take that, like, man, you're not going to be moving at the pace that you need to be to keep up with what's going on in the industry. So
yeah.
I'm glad it exists. I think this is cool, and I'm going to play more. So yeah.
Sick. All right. What's your next one?
Oh, next one is the mixed bag of mixed bags.
Right.
This was a game that exemplified game development in 2025, especially AAA development, in my mind, and that is Skate. Skate 2025 early access came out, and where do I start? First they got this feeling of Skate down. It skates like Skate, and that is the number one requirement that I was looking for. Number two requirement was a vast, very skatable map, and they did that too. And so with those two,
I thought this was going to be number one. I am shocked that this is this low.
Because there's a lot of messed up stuff about this game. You know, it's the voice acting. They did not go for proper voice actors, and they got pro skateboarders to come voice established people, and these people are not voice actors. And so you had like established characters speaking very weird, very stilted, to the point where when I didn't know who was voicing them, I thought there was a good chance it was AI. And it was like bad. And I feel bad now saying that, because it's people who are pro skateboarders who care about skateboarding getting to voice characters in Skate. That's a real cool thing. But man, like the old Skate games solved this by having the characters voice themselves, the skateboarders voice themselves, and then you got introduced to skateboarders who were current in the scene, and it was interesting and cool. And like when they introduced those characters in those Skate games, they would show like a real life clip section of what they did in real life, and it was awesome. And then they didn't, their voice lines weren't great, but it's like, yeah, they're pro skateboarders. It was understood. So that was bad. There are interesting choices regarding I will say that there's been some concerns about like the community maps that they've made, which have been cool in the terms of they match with the season. They had sort of a haunted house skate park for Halloween time. They've been adding like little themed areas, but sometimes they'll be designed in a way, and it's like players will come around like, why you have us drop into this spot and then you like having us land on flat ground 20 feet ahead of the ramp we were supposed to land on. You guys designed the physics. You know how this works. Why did you design it this way? And that's happened a few times. There are no hills. It's a pretty flat city, which for a franchise that relied on a lot of like downhill racing to get speed and to do those crazy clips that you've seen before, not having that's kind of a bummer. But they counteract that by letting you climb buildings. There's like Assassin's Creed climbing up these buildings, and then you can save and drop and fly, and that's fun.
I was gonna say My favorite clips have been like this guy dressed like Jesus launching off a ramp and going through the window of a church while doing a cross pose. Yep, exactly. Yep.
And
it has been some of my favorite things to see in this game on TikTok.
that's the thing. There's a lot of fun there, and the challenges that they have all around are fun. But then okay, so here's the ultimate thing. Beyond the fact that it's bugged to hell, I haven't checked recently, but there are people months afterwards that are still stuck in the tutorial island because they can't get people out. Like it's nuts. And as I told you yesterday, I went to go check out how Skate was doing today. I pulled up the trick list because I forgot how to do the recently added impossible move, so I wanted to go in the trick list. When the trick list soft locked, and my character was stuck in the world.
Ooh.
And then I'm just like pressing all the buttons, and then a pedestrian is walking along their path, and I'm sitting in their path, so I just am just getting scooted along the sidewalk. Can't do anything. That's another thing. The map is sparse with people and cars, so it feels very empty. And they need to up traffic and pedestrian to make it feel more alive.
It has the recreation problem.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah,
it was just a shame because the maps themselves, like in terms of map design, like there's been some really cool stuff in here. There's some like I want to take portions of this map and go to like a landscape architect who's like about to build a park for a city. It's like, check this out. You should look at this. Look at this crazy shit. But the large problem, unfortunately, is that it is a free-to-play game. It is going to rely on people dumping money into it. And in order to encourage people to dump money into it, they do what a lot of these live service games do, and it's a chore list. Here's your dailies. Here's your weeklies. Here are your events. And there are things where like they have a shop of items and you earn currency to get it, and it's not like it's loot box in the sense of like, here's 30 items in this box, put currency into this box, you'll get one of the items, but you don't get repeats or anything like that. You just got to work to get the currency to get them. But it's like it turns this casual activity of going and just skating and enjoying the game as it is into a chore list. And now I feel obligated to go in. I got to get my dailies done so I can get the currency and get more stuff. And it just,
that's what video games are about, everybody.
It sucks. It's a terrible way to experience these games. And
this very much is why I value a game that's like so focused.
Mm-hmm.
Is because you could have had the focus of just making a really awesome, badass skateboarding game.
Yeah.
And instead, well, we gotta do this. We gotta make a loot box. We gotta make money. We gotta do this, but we also have to make it interesting, and it just distracts you from the mission of making an awesome game. Because like I look at skateboarding, and it's like this is not exactly what you call like major mainstream type of thing. It's like I think skateboarding, and I just think the 90s actually when they had signs. It's like skateboarding not allowed because back then people were skateboarding around shopping centers and colliding with pedestrians, and so they had to put up those signs. Like nowadays, I don't see nobody skateboards around here. But they do it in the parks where But so like I just kind of look at this like this is kind of another unfortunate victim of we're gonna live service this game, but it's niche,
right?
And just could not live up to its potential.
I made a very concentrated effort this year to play less live service games. I busted like what were 6 down to just 2. Thankfully, but I also think that like in those 2 cases they were built for it. I think this is tacking live service onto Skate that didn't need it, and most people who play it don't want it.
Right. Yes.
So
and and then there's some bummer stuff on the other side where like skateboarding community has some people in it. Let me tell you, they. The modern game development, you make characters and it's not definitive man or woman. Here's masculine or feminine or body type 1 or body type 2. You can wear whatever gendered clothes you want. which means when you're trying to unlock clothes, you unlock a pink crop top sometimes. And man, that pissed off some real assholes in the community. They're like, yeah, and they're vocal about it, and that they roll that into just shitting on everything the game is. And it's like, you guys fucking suck.
The thing is, though, is like I think that is almost every single. Now, some of them are a lot more vocal in certain communities, or the communities are of a certain size to where those people get a bigger spotlight.
Yeah,
because like Battlefield had some female operators.
Yes,
and like you saw a bunch of people get big fucking pissed about that.
Sure.
And it's just like, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
And I feel like Battlefield's so big that it didn't matter, but Skate isn't. So it's like those people got way more attention than probably deserved.
Well, that's the thing is it's hard to have a conversation with the fans of this game about the game because there are very real problems with it that need to be addressed, but you have to navigate this minefield of idiots and assholes that are also in it. And it's very easy in the current day social media to have this kind of just like, it's like a Reddit thread. Here's a yes and, and it's just like, oh, also everything sucks. Everything about this is terrible and it deserves to die. And it's like, no, what are you talking about? And they have a chance to improve this game a lot. I don't know, how long it's gonna live. EA and whoever owns all this now has put some further bad vibes on all this. Oh, hey, Blasian subscribed. Yo, what up, bud?
Hey, Blasian, thank you for the sub.
Happy New Year. Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. We're just talking about the best games of 2025. You showed up.
Sure are. Yeah. All that said, I love playing this game. I love jumping in and skating around. It's a great casual thing to throw up while I have something playing on the side. I will continue to play this game a bunch. I'm glad it exists, and I wish the best for it going forward. But man, mixed bag and emblematic of this era of game development where you're going in for like 6 years and then you have to release an early access and it has to be free to play because they want it to be a big giant hit and make millions upon millions of dollars, and it ends up tainting what's otherwise developers clearly showing that they know what the game needs to be.
Yeah, this is probably going to be another example of there is no right answer right now, because the right answer in the past, like 10 years ago, would have been make it live service and it'll be big.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the checkbox as live service now, and it failed.
Yeah. So yep. I have this game downloaded on my PC. I want to check it out. Funnily enough, I was always the person who preferred the Tony Hawk style of game.
Sure.
So I played a bunch of 3+4 this year, but I want to give this a real shot because it does seem interesting.
Yeah.
But what's your next one? What's your number 4? This is 4 or 5?
Yeah,
5.
5. So this is my top 5 here.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Hey, let me get this all loaded up. Blasian got a Switch too. Hey.
Hell yeah, he did. Great system, dude.
I'm having a good time with my Switch too.
You want to talk about stuff from this year while Aaron gets the rest of his list pulled up. Man, my Switch 2 has become my only behind my PC in terms of usage. Like, it's just so easy to pop in, to pop out. Like, in Blasian's case, having 3 kids, he needs a system where he can stop and put it in sleep mode immediately.
Right.
And not have it shit the bed.
Yep.
So
exactly.
Yeah, it got me to play Pokemon Scarlet, like a good amount.
It's true.
Because it doesn't. That was one of my big surprises this year of how much I was going back to old Switch games now that they don't run like poopy.
Yep.
Like, I finished Link's Awakening. I'm working on Pokemon Scarlet. I played a ton of Splatoon 3. I went through all of Breath of the Wild again. This year, I want to probably go through Tears of the Kingdom again. Like, yeah, he's addicted to ZA. I love ZA. First, we talked about ZA a little bit earlier in Aaron's top 10 and Duncan's. All the facts, Sarge. Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk more about the Switch 2 later. Anyway, so what's your number 5, Aaron?
All right, we're done talking about the Switch 2. Now, number 5, Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
I like that. I was already I was worried about, like, I love Mario Kart 8. I think that was such a fantastic culmination of Mario Kart. And we were sitting there wondering, like, how do you improve on Mario Kart 8? How do you even go about that? And they said, Burnout Paradise. I was like, that's right. That's right. What a correct answer. I didn't even think you would choose this. What if we had grinding? Okay, yeah, no, you got me. You got me. Thanks. And yeah.
Yo, dog, do you want
but not the live service
riding?
kind. But not the live service kind.
Right, exactly. Yes. It's a game I am happy to just jump in and roll around for a while. And
I'm still in the talks with the Nintendo pals and dads to get us that Mario Kart 9 going.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Hell yeah. There's not much I have to say on this because it just feels like, I don't know, man. They executed. They made a game that I really enjoyed, that captured what I love of Burnout Paradise and Mario Kart. They did some fun things with it and got silly with the characters. It's like, great. This is you guys made a great Mario Kart.
Some of those P-Switch challenges. Speaking of the Burnout Paradise portion of this game, some of those P-Switch challenges are the devil. They're the devil. Like, I'm just like, how the fuck?
Right.
But like, I love that stuff. I love that this game, like, a lot of people who are playing it very casually just see kind of a lot of straightaways. But if you are like playing that game the way they are clearly intending you to get good at, you are just like, that's not a straightaway. I can take a giant shortcut by bouncing off that wall, grinding that rail, and oh man, I jumped 5 places ahead because of that. Look at this sick shit.
Yeah.
Someone on that staff was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Right. Yeah.
Someone saw it was just like, let's make Mario Kart Pro Skater Racing.
Yep.
Well, and then you have the chaos that is Mario Kart.
Yes.
I know it's 24 players.
Ever be safe unless you're like one of those people who can just turbo consistent constantly.
Yep.
But like, even those people, because of the 24 players, they are just getting nuked 24/7.
Right. No lead is safe.
Yeah.
You just have all this chaos, and so you don't have like this dry racing experience that you probably would have in Gran Turismo, where it's just clean racing and etiquette passing. No, you're gonna throw items.
Yep.
And everyone else is gonna throw items. Sorry.
And like bumping the player count from, I believe, 12 to 24 was crazy.
Yes.
Like doubling the player count, the knockout tour stuff, like just so I love Mario Kart 8. I think it's a great game. I like Mario Kart World more. I think it is a game with a higher skill cap because of all the weird wall riding, rail grinding, double jump bullshit.
Yep.
That is amazing. And then on top of that, like the goofiness of the costumes and the knockout tour adding a level of tension, like a battle royale tension to Mario Kart.
Yeah.
They kill it. This I need a little more time still, but this might be my favorite Mario Kart, especially a launch Mario Kart.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
I went about this top 10 list in a different way, different feel. But if I was going for like the most traditional top 10, this would probably be my number one. To be honest, like, this is just a different feeling for this year. Trying to emphasize a few different things, but this would be my number one in a traditional top 10.
I 100% this game, and I loved every minute of doing it.
Yeah. Yep.
So
good.
Oh.
Wonderful. Me happy to look at that game.
All right. Well, what's your number 4?
So number 4 is another mixed one, especially among other people who know a little more about it than I do. But me just kind of approaching it, I had a really great time. And that's Monster Hunter Wilds. I love this.
It is the it's a great game.
Yep.
It's straight up great game. And that's the only thing you need to say.
I have a great time with this. I understand for people who are really into Monster Hunter and like are really deep in that franchise are disappointed with what this game is, and I respect that. As a casual person, I really enjoyed my time with it. I love getting with a group of people and learning how to play my weapon best and get the armor I want and learning the monsters. I had a great time. The story is not great. Let me tell you, it's not
It's
good.
very bad.
Yeah. That is something that they've been needing to work on, and after this installment, they continue to really need to work on, like reapproach how they're doing it. I feel like there's some similarities to how they treat their world with how Pokemon treats their world, and I think there's a way to do it, but it didn't work with this. This was not great. But beyond that, if you just skip cutscenes or whatever and just enjoy playing some Monster Hunter, man.
Yeah, like I every time my big issue beyond story was of course the getting in groups together is miserable.
Oh my
like,
god,
or at
that
least
was a
getting on
pain.
your friends list.
Ooh.
But once you're on each other's friends list or in your own guild, I think it's called, it's super easy to get in and you can just have a great time.
Yep.
Like I loved playing with you guys. I want to schedule some time to do some hunts this year. I remember I did some hunts with my girlfriend later in the year and we had a great time.
Yeah.
We accidentally did the newly released hard boss.
Okay.
But we killed it and it was awesome.
Nice.
It was like she's like, I don't know, I just picked up this quest and we went to this thing. I'm like, that's the new boss.
That's awesome.
It was super fun. Yeah, and they made the weapons feel very good this time around too. Like this is probably the best they've ever felt. Like when you break off pieces this time, or you get those burst attacks, you burst the wounds.
Yep.
Oh, dude,
Feels
like those
good.
burst wound moves, just
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh. So awesome.
Fuck, now I want to play Monster Hunter. Let's go play
Every
Monster
time we talk about the Monster Hunter, that's what happens. It's just
I have struggled to get into Monster Hunter numerous times in the past. The first Monster Hunter game that I played and bought was Monster Hunter 3 on the Wii. And I could not understand it because I did the tutorial. And then it was like, tutorial seems simple enough, and then you go out to Monster and then you're just getting annihilated.
Yeah.
And then I would have a family member be like, yeah, my friend plays Monster Hunter, you should join their party. And I'd just be like, I don't know how you understand this game and like look that amazing, and I can't figure this out. And that's kind of been, that is just what I primarily associate with Monster Hunter. It's like I just don't understand how this game works. It's like I always need somebody to teach me how the game works.
Sure.
I didn't really play World. I didn't play Rise. And so like with Wild, it's like, okay, everyone's playing it. So this time, because everybody's everybody's showing up to this game, I'm going to see how it goes. And I can happily report that I finally understand Monster Hunter.
Yes.
When you get a group of friends together, it is just the most amazing experience.
It really is, like, especially like you'll have moments where just people are getting chased. You're like, oh god, get it off me, get it off me, get it off me. It's
yeah. Now, of course, overall, I think the game was okay. Personally, I found the game to be okay, but at least I understand how it worked, and those highs are extremely high. It's a little strange because like you can't. It's like Monster Hunter is so unique that you can't really exactly compare it to other games because like. I talk Eternal Strands, like, yeah, you can do the Monster Hunter thing of you're slaying giant beasts, but with Monster Hunter, you don't exactly climb a creature like in Shadow of the Colossus. There's like a very specific way you get on it. The controls are different. It's just like this very unique way of playing, but it's also like so. It's very unique in its feel because of that, but not for like reasons that make no sense. It was like this is how Monster Hunter is played, and this is what they have iterated on for a very long time. It's a Monster Hunter game. This isn't just some blob game that you just climb a giant monster and slay it, like Eternal Strands.
Right.
This is not a game that is easily compared to other games because it is in a class of one.
Well, and it still has like that prep effect, and it feels like Someone wanted to make a giant monster hunting simulator, and they have kept building on that forever now. Yeah,
Yeah.
the real monster hunting simulator.
Yeah. And yeah, and again, like I like when a game knows its identity, and I think, at least from my perspective as a person who struggled to get into past games, I think this one very much captures that. And also, like, you don't have to like go out and slay beasts all the time. Like, yeah, when the game was running on the deck for like the 1 month that it was able to, looked awful. It was just really nice to just walk in the world and just do easy slays here, collect material there, and I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to try a different weapon. Why not? There's so many different weapons, and you just change weapons whenever you want. So I was like, oh my goodness, the gun lance is so like every weapon is so stupid, huge, and heavy, and I was like, I don't like this, but don't worry, they got a solution for that: sword and shield.
Right.
But what about my secondary weapon? Okay, well, I probably want something really cool that appeals to me that isn't the sword and shield, and I was like, gun lance is so cool when you get a combo going. It is fantastic.
That was me. Like I went from great sword to dual blades, and the dual blades, like stacking the bleed effects, feel so goddamn good. You're just slowly making it suffer to death, and you're like, yes, yes.
That's the way to put it.
They're big weapons, and you very much feel the punch of those really big weapons. And of course, they're very unwieldy, like big weapons are.
Yeah.
All right.
So like, yeah.
All right, Aaron. What's your next one?
All right. So
Your
that
number
was
3.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds. Number 3. Man, I'm glad this game exists. I'm stoked. This game is a little game called, my number 3 is Sword of the Sea. And
this game is cool.
From the people some of the people anyway, who made Journey. You can see a little bit of that in there. And yeah, they made a Journey, but you're like snowboarding, skateboarding through sands and activating nature through simple puzzles. And I just told you what Sword of the Sea is. There's not a lot to say other than it was a joy to play this. This was, it's funny that Skate came out this year after everyone's been waiting. Beyond Skate and Tony Hawk 3 and 4, we started seeing some other games that were, had people going up and down half pipes. And I was so delighted to see this made, and just the visuals, the vibes of being in this world and rolling around and solving little puzzles and unlocking tricks and getting your whatever currency around the world. It was just a joy to play this. So, yeah.
Yeah, that game was dope. I'm probably gonna expand on it more later.
Yeah, you might. So, yeah, Sword of the Sea there. Number 2.
All
okay,
right.
so my number 1 and number 2 are kind of they're kind of 2 number 1s in the sense that one is very much like it won my heart, and then another one, it feels like this is what I like to see in video games more than what I've seen in other games. So
so kind of like my type number 1s, where it's like
exactly.
one is more like it speaks to me. One I like more emotionally, but the other one is like the industry needs to learn from this.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
They need to learn more from this.
Yep. So this one spoke to my soul. My number 2 is a little game called Skate Story.
All right.
This came out recently, largely made by one guy, with some publishing help from Devolver Digital. And this is another. What I love about people making skateboarding games is they always try to come up with a different trick system and a different approach to skating in a video game. And I really like what they did with this one. Hard for me to explain off the top of my head how it works, but very fun. They have a little combat thing of you have a big boss that you got to chase around, and you're doing tricks, and you do a series of tricks. You build a combo meter that as you do more tricks, the time to get the next trick off gets faster and faster and faster. and then you have a stomp mechanic. So you do a trick, and then you stomp that trick to the ground, and that's your combo ender, and that acts as an attack that builds up your combo to defeat a monster. That's been mostly for bosses,
I got
but
I want to say I got this from you for Christmas. I have it installed. I just need to get to playing it.
probably, yeah. This game has a fantastic vibe. I was expecting, hey, here's just a dark vibe, and then you skate through a world. But like, this guy clearly had fun making his story, and has a very specific vibe going on.
It almost feels like a Suda 51 game just looking at it. Like I was just like, this feels like the man behind Let It Die got really into skateboarding.
Yes. And the story is you are a demon among demons, and the moon is keeping everyone awake, and that sucks. So I'm gonna go eat the moon. Why are you eating the moon? Fuck you. Shut up. We're eating the moon, all right? And
and it's gonna be.
See, this is selling me on the game. Thank you.
It's
I appreciate that.
It's fun. I love the vibe of this game. It's funny. It just seems like someone who was having a real great time making this world that is silly and also has just immaculate vibes. When there's like poetry happening in it. I love this game so much. This is you want to talk about your games to get to know me. This is in my top 15, and the more time I spend with it is threatening to go into top 10.
It does look very Aaron game.
I was gonna say, look at this. I'm like, this is Aaron is fun video game.
But Skate story is exactly what Aaron's looking for.
Yeah,
fair.
I was my expectations of this game were not where it ended up, and so I'm stoked to play more of it. Ugh.
I mean, that's kind of how the altars worked out for me, because I looked at it as like, this is not what I'm used to. Okay, whatever. And then I tried it on Game Pass, like, what is it about this game that keeps calling to me? And then I bought it, and
yep,
yeah,
God, speaks to my soul. Yeah,
I like how I feel like there's always games that have that, where it's just like it's something about it that just speaks to your heart.
Yes,
and you don't know, and you don't know the words, you just know the feeling.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
God.
It's like I put it into words. It's like, yeah, that sounds like every great game that you ever said, and I was like, yes, but you don't understand. It's different.
Right.
How is it? It's just so difficult to put an emotion into words.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Aaron, what is your number one?
All right, my number one.
Aaron Reynolds, Game of the Year 2025.
So, Skate Story captured my heart and soul. I love that game. I think it's fantastic in a number of ways, and for it to be an indie title is unreal. This game, you know what? Let's just get into it. Let's just talk about it. The number one game is Split Fiction.
Really? Okay. All right.
Bronson's been caught off guard.
I have.
They did it again.
I know that you've been. I know you've been digging it while you've been playing it. I didn't know this much.
I mean, okay, so you want to get the things out of the way that I don't feel as strongly about. We've talked about it in the Let's Play, which you should watch, by the way. We have a Let's Play of this going on. And
our Let's Play channel that you should all go check out. I will link it in the chat. Give me a minute.
Yes. The writing is not amazing. There's a number of times where I'm like eye rolling at it, but in a way that's like, this was something that was made for like, I don't know, 10-year-olds to enjoy 12-year-olds, and that makes sense, and that's fine. I'm old enough and have experienced enough that like this isn't necessarily for me in terms of writing, but whatever.
It needs more satanic books.
It really does, you know. We need a common enemy to hate that isn't just a AI CEO, because that just started. You know, you hate him from the start.
Yeah, like
it's
this book in that last game is just
that book is
the worst.
Is fun to hate. That's a good time. But this along with It Takes Two is just like, here's a game that like looks cool and is just fun and is very simple, but that simple way to play the game can be adapted into so many different ways. And just getting to experience different ways of playing this game, every couple of minutes it's so engaging. It keeps me kind of locked in at all times as to what we're doing. And there's serious bits, there's lots of funny bits. Well, not lots, but this game, it will happily turn you into a pig that turns into a sausage, and you're just hearing the voice actors like, ah, ah.
And then yeah, just oh god,
silliness. But the set pieces come fast and they're cool as hell. And yeah, I've said this a number of times during our Let's Play, but it's like I kind of wish, like, not everyone. I don't want it to be like parrying took over and dodge rolling took over all video games, but I'd like a couple more franchises to come up and kind of take advantage of. Here's some simple controls. Here's a simple way to understand the game, and we're going to apply it to a bunch of shit that is applied throughout.
I think what you're describing is like mainline Nintendo games.
To like a degree, I think this does it more, in a way that I enjoy more. Like the Mario. I haven't played Donkey Kong Bonanza, but my experience with Mario has been like, that applies, but just not to the degree that this does. This pushes it to 11, and I love that.
I love the amount of variety in here. There are some segments I like more than others. Or like fucking are like way too long. Like that pinball segment we just did, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is going on forever.
It went on forever because that one was a little more difficult to comprehend quickly for a game that moves from one mechanic to another pretty quickly.
Or like the one that's showing on screen right now, the monkey and the fairy. I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, please, let's just get this over with. But then there's a lot of them that I really dug, like the Halo Cyberpunk one, the Prince of Persia one, the Nightmare Candyland Dentist. I actually like the side stories a little more than I like the main line, because the side stories are so short, like that kite one we did, or the space one.
Right.
And they're all so inventive and like just have such a positive energy, and the fact that they don't monetize it in a predatory way, like only one person needs to buy the game.
Yes.
And then you can friend pass to the other, and then on top of that, it has it's fully cross-play across systems. You can both go Steam, you can both PlayStation and Xbox. You can go PC and PlayStation, PC and Switch.
Yep.
So that's nice. And then the fact that it just is easy to run on every platform, it looks great. It kind of checks all the boxes. I guess my big complaint with it is just like, I am getting exactly what I expected for the most part, outside of a couple of weird moments in the side stories, like the hot dog one.
Sure.
Like this is exactly kind of what It Takes Two was. I still want to go back and play A Way Out with you, because I'm just like, I wonder if that game was also this.
Right. Yeah. Curious.
So
yeah, at this point, I would like them to beef up the writing a little bit, but I understand if they don't. But I am now like looking forward to every installment that they do with this approach. It's something I would like to see in a couple more games.
Yeah, I really dig this. I always loved when a game does this. Like Guacamelee had a similar thing where it's like every hour or so you're getting some crazy new toy to play with. I feel like the Ocarina of Time style Zeldas did that for a while. I feel like there are a handful of games that do this, but I think this goes to Anthony's point about focus, where so few games have a focus on whatever their core thing is, and it just ends up, whenever they do try to do something like this, it ends up being just a blob, an unappealing blob.
Right.
And that's a real bummer. But that's why this game is so great. This game barely didn't make my list.
Right.
It was in that like, I was like looking through my like range, which was 7 to 10, was like a battle between like 8 games, and this is one of the ones that I dropped.
And, hey, it's how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was like Skate Story was as close to me as you could get this year, and this game was just a delight. Here's a team that's passionate, isn't a crazy huge AAA studio making something fun and looks cool and keeps me entertained throughout. I would.
It's
like
only
to
$50 too. It's only $50.
again, $50 for only needing one person to buy it, and yeah, this also has a skateboarding, snowboarding portion in it briefly. This year has been a good year for the boarding
That's the theme
crowd.
here. Like let me go through Aaron's list. Like you look at the top part of Aaron's list, it's like skateboarding,
Yep.
Mario Kart, rail grinding. Okay, Monster Hunter is unique. Sword of the Sea, you're on board. Skate Story, you're on board. Split Fiction has skating.
And I didn't get a chance to pick up Tony Hawk's 3 and 4. That probably would have been on there. I wanted to get around to Star Overdrive, and I never got to, but that would probably be on here if I played it. Probably towards the bottom half. I don't know, but
that's kind of me with Marvel Cosmic Invasion and Octopath Traveler 0. I'm like, those probably would have been on my list had I got to them.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's the one thing I'm happy about, like in the wake of Skate being just a mixed bag and Tony Hawk, being a good game, but I know some people were mixed on how they adapted 4 or whatever. But this was a good
they made
year.
it good. That's what they did.
But
these fucking Tony Hawk 4 psychos.
This was a great year for people who want to ride their board. That's something I'm very thankful for, and we got a number of those in my list. Yeah.
Next up, that's Aaron's Game of the Year, Split Fiction. Now on to me.
On to Bronson.
All right,
the finale. So I do have one honorable mention I'm going to bring up real quick because it's not technically out, and I don't count it as out until the console version is out in January, which is 2XKO.
That's right.
Game is hype as fuck. It's the most fun I've enjoyed a fighting game at launch since Street Fighter 6.
Wow.
The 2XKO is awesome. Once that roster hits around 20 characters, that game is going to be lit as hell.
Okay.
The problem right now is just the roster is too small, so I just end up in tons of matches against the same 5 characters all the time because there's only 11 characters.
Right.
Once that roster is expanded, that game's going to be fucking amazing.
Nice.
Okay, so honorable mention out of the way.
All right.
My number 10. This one was a real surprise for me. I was not that enthused about this game going in. I liked the original. I didn't play the second one. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment.
Oh.
I was very surprised by this one.
Huh.
I was too, man.
Because
I was too.
Because I did play this game, but I came from the perspective of having played all of the other Nintendo Warriors games. I bought Hyrule Warriors 3 times. Wii U, 3DS, and Switch. There's Fire Emblem Warriors, which is a similar game, but scanned as a Fire Emblem game. And then there was Age of
Calamity.
Age of Calamity, which I thought, oh, this is a much better crossover now. Like, this is a proper crossover, not a Warriors game with a Zelda Fire Emblem skin on it. Three Hopes is similar to that. And then so when I got to Imprisonment, I'm like, yeah, this is more of the same. And they're iterating on that crossover each time. And so but it was like, yeah, but it's not blowing my mind away. But to hear Bronson enjoy it as much as he did, it was shocking to me. But then he also told me Bronson hasn't played one of these since the Wii U Hyrule Warriors. So it's a colossal jump.
Yeah, I played Hyrule Warriors back in the day and I really liked it. I bought the Switch version of it with all the DLC and I liked that. But I skipped Age of Calamity because the frame rate was bad. I skipped the Fire Emblem one because I've only really liked one Fire Emblem game all that much. So I went into this taking a chance because of the story stuff it expands in Tears of the Kingdom, and because I was I want to give Nintendo my money for releasing finished video games that are polished. And man, this game rules. Holy shit. Dude,
Okay.
It is so just these massive battles where you are just tearing through dudes. You feel like a goddamn god. And it runs great. It's a nice stable 60 the entire time you're playing.
With a few major dips.
Yeah, there's some dips here and there, but it doesn't really affect how it feels for the most part because it's typically during the cinematic stuff that you do, your big cinema moves. And like it has these moments where you'll be swapping between the 3 people you're controlling and sometimes 4 at a time, and you'll run these boss fights where you'll do the standard combat, killing enemies, and you'll like get to the point where everyone has their meter and their team attacks charged, and you're just letting off these Dragon Ball Z, My Hero Academia team up and super moves over and over and over and over, and it's fucking incredible. It's just like, oh, Phantom Ganon, here, let me hit you with my light nuke and my Zelda mecha laser and my like Goron nuclear bomb hammer over and over again. I think it does the Tears of the Kingdom thing where it combines items in cool ways too. So like if you put down a fire thing and then do the tornado attack, it'll create fire tornadoes and shit. Like it is a perfect crossover of Warriors games with Tears of the Kingdom. And it does that in the combat too. So the combats will have elemental attacks as well. So like they'll be covered in sludge, and you'll use the water attacks, and that'll stun them. And then they'll be weak to lightning, and you'll drop lightning attacks on them. And just yeah, it's great. And I enjoyed fleshing out the characters from Tears of the Kingdom. The Tears of the Kingdom characters were very kind of one note when you played through that game.
In a pretty Nintendo way, of course.
So this giving all of them a personality is awesome.
Right.
And the little Korok character is hilarious. I'm forgetting his name. God damn it. But he's this like little Korok who's on your fighting team, who wears a cowboy hat, and he is teamed up with a construct who is your stand-in for Link. And the way this construct is made is like it is a piece of the Master Sword that got sent back in time that made a construct come to life. And like the Korok found him and turned him into his best friend, and like he'll just talk to him and be like, "This is my bud. He's so great, saving the world." And the construct will just look at him like, "Yeah, whatever, dude."
The most robotic thing ever.
Yes. And just the ending's fantastic. The fight of the sages versus Ganon to create the stalemate that is the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom is awesome and perfect. And then the fight between the evil construct and the good construct is epic as hell. This game has Star Fox levels in it. When a construct turns into a fucking airplane and you play a Star Fox level, it's so hype.
It's hype. Yeah.
Okay. Like this game is hype as fuck. That's the only way to describe it. Like when you first start, you're like, oh, this kind of feels like a standard Warriors game. And then like level 3 or 4, you get the Star Fox stuff and the actual imprisoning war starts. And it becomes like, yeah, it's kind of grindy. It wakes up big time. It's a little grindy because if you want to like have an easy time going through the story, definitely do the side quests. You'll be way over leveled. I was like 10 levels because I did most of the side quests. I was 10 levels over leveled the entire time I was playing it with most characters. But yeah, it is the best Warriors game I've ever played. And it honestly makes me excited for the next time they do another one of these instead of like, oh yeah, another Warriors game. I mainly want the crossovers, though. I do not give a shit about Dynasty Warriors still.
Right. No, the fact that this happens in the Zelda universe infinitely increases my interest.
Like, it made me download, like, the Steam sales happened recently, and it made me download Persona 5 Strikers, which is the Persona 5 version of these.
Okay.
Because I was like, well, I mean, if this is where this is at, Persona 5 Strikers on PC has to be amazing, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna check that out later. But this game,
determined.
Yeah, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you on that one. But this one in general, whoo,
cool.
Yeah. Like I said, my main complaint is it gets kind of grindy in the later half of it. Like it's very much all right. I'm getting tired. I have officially killed Ganon's army about 5 times. So let's wrap this up.
Right. Yeah.
And for me, as a person who's played all the Nintendo Warriors games, it's an iteration from Age of Calamity. So your mind
Yes.
won't be blown, but they're always iterating just a little bit more. So like for me, it's a 3 out of 5 game, but it's like it's good fun, but it's like more of that same iteration that they've been doing with each release for the last 12 years.
It makes me want them to give Age of Calamity a Switch 2 patch, so it'll run at 60.
That would be nice. That would be
Because if they were to give Age of Calamity a Switch 2 patch, I would immediately go buy it.
I like Age of Calamity more than Imprisonment.
Okay, fair enough. So
because it just kind of has more of, it's a little closer to the original Hyrule Warriors. Because this one feels like a linear story almost, whereas like Age of Calamity kind of felt a little more open. And I do miss like Hyrule Warriors challenge modes and the fact that it would, if you tried to 100%, it would take you an eternity because there's so many. But it was very much a Warriors game with a Zelda skin on it.
I did miss the fan fiction stuff of the first Hyrule Warriors. Of we have every Link, every Zelda, every side character all mashed together in the playpen. But
as far as crossovers go, this is a very good crossover.
Yeah, if they put out a 60 FPS patch for Age of Calamity, this game made me want to go back to it if that happens. All right. So I guess I should get to my number 9 though.
Sure.
Ghost of Yote.
All right.
Ghost of Yote is a perfect example of why polish and giving a shit about what you're doing matters. It is a game that is very much it takes your standard open world kind of blobby game and adds so much attention to detail and quality and just polish and just artistic direction that I was not upset about playing what is effectively a really polished blob game. It has the stealth thing, the open combat thing. Did not give a flying shit that it was very much all that together because it looks so great and the controls are perfect and the combat is simple but a lot of fun. The stealth feels awesome. You just feel like a fucking badass when you're like jump off a roof and slaughter a dude by cutting off his fucking head. They nail the samurai movie thing again. It is Kurosawa. They added 2 other film modes from 2 other famous samurai directors. One of them is the Afro samurai guy. Like it has a filter and a soundtrack for that. It adds lo-fi samurai beats over the whole game.
Hell yeah.
That was awesome. They kind of just took everything about Ghost of Tsushima and improved it a little bit.
Okay.
Except the story, which is about the same. Like, it looks better, it plays better, the environments are less empty. That was one of my big complaints about Tsushima, is it felt like a very empty world. This world does not feel that.
Cool.
It doesn't have stupid towers to unlock the environment or tell you where to go. You actually have to kind of source stuff out from your own or talk to a cartographer, and even then you're kind of navigating your way around. I think my biggest complaint with it is I wish that they I wish they cut out Teshia Ridge. That zone's awful. It's a terrible, terrible zone that's boring, and the puzzles are insultingly easy. You know, it feels like the puzzles in Teshia Ridge make me feel like I'm in like a children's book. Where it's like, or like a children's show.
Do you like this puzzle? Here's the decryptor, and it's just 4 icons. Like, this means up. This means left. This means you will die.
Yes. It's like, okay, this is the left icon. Do you know where we go now? To the left.
Thanks, Dora.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Like, it's, so that part I didn't like, but just there were so many moments where I would just pause and take a screenshot. Or like in a boss fight where it's like you're doing one of the duels and it's like this cinematic fucking masterpiece of camera angles and the fight is super close and it just feels super good. I think that it was a very firm reminder of why I still care about AAA games. And why I love that polish and that tech advancement, but so few people can do it to this level of quality.
Right.
Especially like I played Assassin's Creed Shadows right after, and it doesn't have the style, it doesn't have the heart, the combat doesn't feel as good, the stealth doesn't feel as good, it's not as creative. It doesn't feel cool to do things.
Hmm.
Like when I take out a whole group of dudes in Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'm like, yeah, that was okay. Versus in Ghost of Yotei, I will chain my dual katana attacks over and over and over, and I will just feel like the biggest badass that ever lived as I cut off all their hands.
Right.
So for me, Ghost of Yotei, it's more of a counterpoint.
Alright.
The counterpoint perspective is, I think that with a professional hat, that this game is good, very high quality, but to me, it was a 3 out of 5 game.
Yeah, I'd say, and I came away saying it's a 4 out of 5. Like, I think
it's to me, it just felt like another Sony Prestige blob game with a heavy dose of polish, which is what they do for all of them. And I finished it. I generally like it, but I also felt disappointed because I like Tsushima a lot. But I played through this game and I just felt like, for how prestige this is, it kind of feels kind of old. They reuse a lot of voice lines. They reuse a lot of character models. I feel like I'm watching the same camera zoom up into Atsu's face and the opponent's face, and it's the exact same camera angle for just about all the boss fights and all the duels. All the duels have the same intro cinema
the same intro. They wanted to recreate the Kurosawa film duel.
Right, but then they kept reusing that same exact script. So I just kind of felt like this doesn't seem as fleshed out as they were hoping. And now, in the defense of Sucker Punch, probably is that I felt that there was a distraction going on when they were making this game. Again, back to my whole theme of focus, right? Because this game was made during the whole Sony's big live service push, and I couldn't help but feel that this game kind of came out. We hit the checkboxes and we got to put something out because we spent this time being distracted by and then canceling our live service project that the mothership told us to do. And so I just didn't feel the magic as much, probably because it was the second time. But, I can say that it's less annoying than Horizon Forbidden West. Atsu's a less annoying Aloy.
I like Atsu as a character, especially by the end, because unlike Aloy, she actually learns the lesson.
Yeah, she actually
the game is trying to tell you.
She's like, oh, okay, yeah, I've had some pretty bad trauma, whereas Aloy doesn't quite have as much trauma and just freaking goes headfirst into everything. Like, I don't need your help. It just, come on now, you're just like single person trying to do everything. Yeah, Atsu's definitely not on that level. And yeah, like to Barnes' point, like you do eventually figure out the type of thing that you enjoy doing. So for me, it's using the Odachi. It's the big two-handed katana sort of thing. And so if Bronson likes slopping hands off with dual katanas, for me it was using the Odachi and just freaking having a giant sword just hitting their shoulder and just sending them right into the ground. It's like, oh yeah, this is why I like two-handed swords so much.
Yes, and
cool.
And it did still have the Ghost of Tsushima thing, where instead of doing these traditional open world game thing of like, here's a big tower, this marks all the points on the map, it's like you still have to explore and still have you'll have the little birds that lead you to wolf dens or hot springs or
you still gotta
whatever it is.
You still gotta go.
Yeah, and then I do like a lot of the side quests were very memorable. I think unlocking the weapons with the different masters was a nice touch. I thought the dude you fight on the top of Mount Yotei, I forget how you pronounce his name, but he's like the one you do after all the samurai duels who's super hard. Like that was a cool moment. I liked all the little details where like blood will fall in the snow and you'll have all these cool moments with that. I think the big critique I have against this game at this point, and it feels almost unfair, is that Elden Ring and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom all exist now, and to a lesser extent, Cyberpunk and Red Dead 2. So open world games kind of have to hit a higher standard, and that's I do get what Anthony's saying here, but like because this particular type of samurai game has only been done to this quality one other time, which was Ghost of Tsushima. I still loved it. I still love it, especially because like I'm 5 years no, 6 years, 5 or 6 years removed from Ghost of Tsushima, which is a game that I put 80 hours into. I loved Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Whether it's like loss of novelty because it's the second time, or whether it's because of that, I just kind of felt like, much like what we talked about in the PlayStation Stagnation episode of Game Cave. It's like Sony prestige title, blob game, push button crafting. They have like this template and they just like skin it and just polish it a lot. And that's what I currently call the Sony sequel problem. They're good games, but yeah, with like Breath of the Wild, like what you mentioned, like with Breath of the Wild and all these other games, like yeah, they have to go to a higher standard, and just running the same PlayStation 4 formula, I just am not feeling the magic.
And
it's good, but I'm at the same time just thinking like I think they could have done better.
And in Sucker Punch's defense, this game did not get a typical Sony budget, and they have not expanded their team. They have even said, hey, we have enough people and money to make one game at a time. And I'm guessing that, like you said, they got caught up in the live service thing, and then this thing had to be put up quick.
So I credit to the studio, they did the best they could, but I just kind of felt like mothership decisions got in the way.
That said, though,
it's a bit tragic, really. Outside
of Teshio Ridge, which is terrible, I loved the game. I liked it as much as I liked Tsushima. Similar to Tsushima, I thought about 100%ing it, and a couple things kind of slowed me down towards not doing that. But yeah, I liked it. I do wish that we got more of Lord Saito. Lord Saito was...
Yeah, you kind of had to read his notes, and I think that's about all I can remember.
You read his notes, and you see the few cutscenes he's in the game, and you're like, fuck the Oni, fuck the Kitsune, tell me more about this guy. What the fuck? But like, man, with that game, you're taking out an enemy base, you feel like, well, the Onryo, and they nail it. And they nail the cinematic thing. I like the story. I like the message they're trying to get across. I think that it's a great game, and I think that's a gorgeous game too. It's if anything,
I screenshot and save screenshots onto my PS5, and it's very rare I ever do that.
I have
wow.
I have like 100. I actually used photo mode in this game, and I have like 100 screenshots. It's crazy. Yeah, but I loved it. I'll move on to my next one. My number 8. This is another one we've talked about. Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh yeah.
So I played the entirety of this game's story with my girlfriend, and I loved every minute of it. It was a great game to get to experience with her, front to back. Like, I was smiling the entire time every time we'd confront a big monster, and we would have to go through the challenge together of like figuring it out as a couple of like, what the fuck do we do here? That was super fun, especially because it was her first Monster Hunter, and it was and I'm by no means a Monster Hunter expert. It was my third one and my second one that I actually finished.
Okay.
So it was kind of like a group effort to figure out like the new things in the game and get good at the game. And it's just, when you're playing this with other people, it is a 10 out of 10. Getting into the matches with other people is a pain in the ass. Getting the like menu navigation setup sucks, but when you are with your friends, with your significant other, prepping for a fight, and then running to the fight and doing the fight and chasing him down, it is one of the best goddamn experiences in video games. I am not a hardcore Monster Hunter person. I do not know the little intricacies that make everyone complain about this, and I honestly maybe don't see it as important because I'm still having a great time with it. I am loving, I want to get back into hunts with you guys. I want to get back in the hunts with my girlfriend. Like, just, it is a fun ass game.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it is a flawed but amazing experience.
Yes,
it's how I described it. Because like, Dragon's Dogma 2, I was like, yeah, this is a flawed game. Like, it's got problems, but like the peaks are so good though. and it's not like anything else that I know of.
Yeah, like we'll have moments where like she'll down it with her bow gun, and then I will like cause a bunch of wounds with my dual blades and do my little spinny attack where I like up the entire spine. It's like, yeah, fuck you, dragon.
You very much feel the fantasy of being a monster hunter.
Yeah, and even the
And it is
slow
amazing.
moments, and the environments are beautiful, and you have these like fun slow moments where we're all getting set up, eating our food. Like, all right, everyone eat. All right, we all ate our food. We got our stuff. You got your right armor set. All right, great. All right, and you go chase it and run to it together and hunt it down, and someone will find it early.
We're coordinating on voice chat too. It's like, no, this is not working. I'm going to switch to my gunblade, or I'm going to switch to sword and shield, and like just simple notifications to your teammates, and you can just join random people, send the SOS flare, and they come in, they help you. And
yeah, I like being that guy. I like looking up SOSs and being like, I got you, I'm coming, random person who sent out the SOS flare.
Yeah.
I've always loved doing that. You know, I love the moments where someone will find the monster early and they have to just keep dodging and fighting, waiting for everyone else to make it there. And you're just hearing like, they're like, help, crap. You know, it's awesome. It is a great experience. I know that the hardcore crowd maybe not be into parts of this, but I dug it, and I can't wait to play more. They got that big update coming soon. They'll have their 1 year anniversary update, and I'm excited to play more of it.
Steam Deck again.
Yes, apparently they're working on a Switch 2 port as well. So they're doing their best to get it more optimized and get it running on other stuff. I'm geeked. Yeah. I'm here for it. All right. My next one is one that was on Aaron's list. Sword of the Sea.
Yeah, that's right.
Sword of the Sea is goddamn such a work of art. It is the best parts of Journey with this, where you're like you're exploring this like world that is currently a desert but was clearly kind of an oceanic world that is in ruins, and you're exploring these ruins with your skateboard sword, collecting currency to restore the world back to its original state. And it is just this beautiful, just heartfelt experience where, you know, you really got to see the artist's full creativity every time that you fully restored a world. Like, it was just awesome. Like the end of that game with the stuff with the giant like, I guess, hurricane, tornado, and the whales and everything, like, holy crap.
Nuts.
It's very much Journey meets Absu with a little bit of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and similar to Abzu and Journey, it blew my mind. I think the only thing I can say that I'm less enthused about with it is the fact that it is very similar to Journey.
Sure.
It is incredible.
Well, the thing is, like, as a person who hasn't paid attention to the studio, I watch this like, yeah, this looks like Journey, and that's good.
Yes.
It feels very it feels nostalgic and familiar, all the sand, the gliding through the sand parts, and just this quiet world that somehow looks alive at the same time. It's like, yeah, it's nice.
Looks so good.
Yeah, it is a visual like splendor, and the music is just it is calming and pumps you up at the same time. It definitely does the Abzu Journey flower thing of it gets you reeled down at one point to have this conclusion that is just amazing. And yeah, I loved it. It was a PlayStation Plus game that I got to try as part of the subscription, and I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, great game.
So yeah, my next one is Mario Kart World. Also, can you guys hear that in my background?
I didn't hear anything.
No. Perfect. So all right. So anyway, yeah, no, Mario Kart World is the most I've enjoyed a Mario Kart in ages. It is I liked 8 and I liked 8 Deluxe a lot. I thought they were great games, but I preferred 7, and this game adds a level of depth and insanity to Mario Kart that is just special. Like the wall riding, the like the stuff I will go online and see in my own matches and like on TikTok, YouTube, etc., where it is just, oh yeah, no, this dude went from 14th to first because he took this shortcut by jumping off a cloud, jumping off a wall, grinded a thing, and got shot straight in the first place. And it's like they've added a new skill ceiling to Mario Kart that is just cool as hell.
Yeah.
And then Knockout Tour is just a blast. Like Knockout Tour is super fun, front to back. Like they somehow found a way to add a new level of stress to Mario Kart. No, I don't want to get knocked out. And like,
come to think of it, like I thought about it, it's like it's a little bit like Tetris 99. You don't know who's going to target you, but you have like that franticness to keep going and do the best you can to not get knocked out.
Yeah, like I think that a perfect example of this is like when we were doing that Switch launch weekend stream, and it was me, Duncan, Aaron, and Anthony all fighting just back and forth, and I yoink ahead to, I think I've heard it was Anthony or Aaron who got knocked out of the top 4, and I was just like, oh man, I would be so salty if that was me right now. I would be so for real salty. Yeah, I love all the costumes. I love Mariachi Waluigi. I love all the memes that came out of that, of him just vibing on the lowrider cart while listening to La Chona. Like that shit was hilarious. Like it's so good.
Yep.
It's so very good. I think this game has been getting a lot of unfair criticism due to the price went out of the bundle, the fact that there's a bunch of people hating on Nintendo right now. I think it's getting a lot of unfair criticism for what is otherwise, like I said, too early to tell, but it might be my favorite Mario Kart when it's all said and done, especially if it gets the same level of DLC support that 8 got.
Yeah.
And Knockout Tour is the best thing added to Mario Kart ever. So
right.
yeah,
so
pretty
good.
simple on that one.
Yeah. Self-evident when you watch it, just like, yep.
I actually wonder if it's like an idea that will continue to live on, because you see like various ideas in Mario Kart that goes, because you got the 2-player, the co-op art thing in Double Dash.
Yeah.
And then you have the 7 and 8 driving upside down, teasing us F-Zero when not giving us F-Zero.
Nope.
They gave us F-Zero 35, I think is what's called, or 99, the Battle Royale.
Yeah, but that's like the sprite based one.
Yeah,
right. Like Super Nintendo style one. But yeah, it's like so I wonder if they're gonna keep Knockout Tour around, because they seem to like try a different idea with each Mario Kart, but then like not carry it on as a standard baseline feature. It's like, battle mode, Grand Prix 150cc, all that stuff will always come with Mario Kart. So I'm curious if there's anything in world that they're going to keep in the long term.
They better keep Knockout Tour. I like the costume stuff is fun. The open world, I like the P blocks. Those are really cool. But man, they better keep Knockout Tour. I will be so upset if we're talking about a new Mario Kart in 8 to 10 years, and it's like, no Knockout Tour. I'll be like, this is bullshit. So yeah. All right, on to my next one. So for me, these were the 5 games that I can honestly say that really resonated with me and just loved the crap out of and played tons of, and these would be, if I did the standard reviews, these would have been my 5 out of 5s.
Okay.
Everything below this is a 4 out of 5 on my top 10. These are the 5 out of 5s.
All right.
All right. So number 5, Battlefield 6.
I'm a little surprised by this one.
Yeah, so let me start by saying the campaign is garbage. Pretend it just doesn't exist.
Okay.
You're better off.
All right.
It's bad. It's like shooting gallery level, on rails level of bad. It's like someone got the assignment to make a Call of Duty game, but didn't know what makes a good Call of Duty campaign. And then it has Battlefield shooting, so it doesn't make a good shooting gallery.
Okay.
So just pretend the campaign doesn't exist. And then I didn't care for the Battle Royale either. But none of that matters. because this multiplayer is fantastic.
Hmm.
It is so goddamn good. It completely understands what made Battlefield 2, Bad Company, 3, and 4 special. This is not Call of Duty. It is not an arcade, unrealistic shooter. It's not full mil sim, but it is like Gran Turismo level of mil sim. You have to work as a team. You have to work in groups of 4. You have to coordinate. You have very little life. Guns function nearly like actual guns. And it just creates a lot of really cool moments playing as things that aren't your standard shooter. Like, I have had matches where I will be in the top 3 for points playing a medic, not because I like was amazing at shooting, but because I was running around reviving every single person that got downed and focusing on capturing objectives and points, and we'll win. And or like same thing with like I will play as an engineer, and yeah, I'll get some kills on some helicopters. Like, you always feel like a goddamn badass when you shoot down the helicopter or the jet with the RPG.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. But that's not what matters, because my job is to fix tanks. I am here next to run to your tank and weld this motherfucker, and I'm going to do that job perfectly. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Same thing with sniping. Like, yeah, it's important to be a sniper and get kills, and you have to start factoring in bullet drop, which is really rewarding. It's this very rewarding system of like, okay, I have to tell how far away my target is and use the gun special target judge. But then on top of that, but like once you get it and you're like, oh dude, I hit that headshot from 420 meters. That was so sick. Every long headshot with the sniper feels so fucking earned because of that. And it has this nice sound. It's not quite Gears of War, but it's close, where it's like this shing and with a little bit of a like crunch to it. And you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I love a game that does great feedback like that. Halo Infinite, Avowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, love a game that does good audio visual feedback.
I like how it's like, hey, this is a mil sim for normies, and it's a lot of fun for that. When I like the team based aspect, and I like how it's 32 on 32 in the biggest battles, and you feel like you're just one of many. Like, yeah, you as a really good player or someone who's having a really good round, you could really help your team, but you still need to work as a team.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a Halo thing where one really good player can carry you, or a Call of Duty thing where one really good player can carry you. It's like, no, you are one of many. You are going to have to coordinate as a squad and coordinate as a team to the best of your ability. Like, I've had games where I'll be playing support and I'll hang around my 3 squad mates. I'm just constantly reviving them, and we just keep slowly advancing this war of attrition as I'm giving them ammo and healing and revive. It's just like, inch by inch, we're getting the point, boys. Stay on it. Stay on it. Keep going. And it's awesome, and it has these just movie style moments where you'll like shoot down a helicopter, it'll explode, it'll start flying towards you and just land right in front of you, and you nearly die. You're like, oh, okay, that was scary. That was scary. Yeah, no,
You know what, you're describing what felt like Helldivers.
Yeah,
you get a lot of moments like that, but like, Helldivers is like all lighthearted, whereas like this one is like serious.
Yes, it has a lot of that Helldivers energy, except it's also multiplayer. It's competitive multiplayer, but it's a lot more casual just because there's so many people. You're not gonna get 32 versus 32 sweat fests. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, so really, like, you could still like be a new person and show up to it, and so far the only thing I've been told that gets people really upset is if you get into a vehicle and don't know how to operate it and crash it immediately.
Yes,
that would be the one thing that guarantees the entire team.
People will smoke you if you get into the helicopter and immediately crash it. that is something that happens consistently, like all the time. Is someone will get in a vehicle and be like, oh crap, So yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was a fantastic game. I highly recommend it. It very much has that Helldivers thing, but instead of being co-op, it's competitive. That's the differentiator. It is like it has these wow moments. And even the bad wow moments like the helicopter are funny. Like be at base and you'll fall on the helicopter go up and then immediately slide down straight in the
you just stand
the
there.
ground.
You just stand there in silence and shock and just sigh.
Yeah, it's like, and then you're concerned for later in the match. You're like, we need air support. God damn it! You know, and now I have to go over and march over to the battle without air support, and I'm like, well, this sucks. Yeah. So no, it's great. I used to love Battlefield, and I fell off the series. And they brought it back in all the right ways. Good on them.
Good.
All right. Next
job.
one. My number 4, Dispatch.
Ooh.
Hey, that's again.
Yeah, a lot of dispatching. A lot of people loving the dispatching. Yeah, I love this game. The characters are all incredibly likable. I find myself constantly laughing about moments in this game. Like the one I always think back to is oh no, I'm temporarily blinded. Temporarily, bitch, you blind forever.
Again, just like taking superhero BS and putting a layer of realism annoyances.
Yeah,
like it on top in like entertaining ways.
Yeah, it's like if you've ever worked an office job, there's so many parts of this that are like, yeah, this is exactly what an office job with a bunch of dickhead employees, coworkers would be like, 100%. And just every character have their own little things where they're likable and funny, especially at the end as they all grow as a team and together. Like even like someone like Flambe ends up being a likable character in his own right, and you understand all their backstories, especially because you can read what they did in their little bio on the improvement chart. So you know you can understand Golem is just kind of a freak of nature versus like other characters are actual criminals and where they came from. I love all the different dialogue on missions where like
and there's like some like you got like the big jokes, but you also got like cute little ones too because the I forgot her name again. It's the demon lady.
Malevola.
It's just like she's an atheist, and I'm like, yeah, duh.
Yeah,
lines up. Just look at her.
Just all these like little writing details that like most games and even some shows wouldn't get. And just it's so funny every episode. Like Chase is fantastic. I love Chase as a character. Every episode, Chase gets some of the best lines. I love our what?
Keep up.
Exactly. He gets the best one-liner too. Yeah, I love the ending with Shroud. The choice you can make. I won't spoil it, but I thought that was super clever. Yeah, I think that this should very similar to 13 years ago with The Walking Dead season 1. This should be a gold standard for video game writing, especially in a game that isn't like Baldur's Gate or Cyberpunk, where it's like this big world building thing and a more linear focus thing.
Yeah.
And I think the dispatching is fun too. Like the dispatching, you're like trying to figure out who to send and who to level up.
Yeah, it's like management light, so it's not like it's not too deep like a city builder or that would just like overwhelm you. But in this case, it's like you're just trying to get the job done and just sending the right people to do it.
Yes, and I very much like and I very much like that.
It is, but like it's not like so deep where you have to like know how this system works and how it interfaces with that system. And you got to manage resources. Like no, it's lighter. So like it takes care of some of that point and click adventure game type of struggle where it's like I'm not playing a game, I'm playing a story that has me choose quick, do a quick time event or choose a dialogue. It's like, no, this puts some more gameplay into it. That solves quite a bit of the complaint of point and click game. Is it really a game? Kind of.
Yeah. Yes. And I think that there was just enough management sim here to be fun for almost anyone. Like I loved it. I actually agree with the people who are like, man, I wish there was just an infinite dispatch mode. Like I would love that,
Eh,
especially if
I
you
don't think there's
added
enough
a.
depth for that to last long term, but that's a
Yeah, it's just a fun
topic.
little thing they could add, and maybe add some more dialogue to it, like a post game thing where it's just like, here we've added some more dialogue and whatnot
Oh,
for
okay.
these.
Yeah, it could be fun.
You know, like I think that could be a lot of fun. Just oh yeah, post the big thing, Robert and the Z team doing missions. You know, with dialogue. Like I can't imagine that would be too much recording or too hard to do. I want another one, but they said that their next project is going to be a Critical Role project.
Oh,
So I'm thinking it's going to be D&D oriented or focused,
Yeah.
because this game was in collaboration with Critical Role.
Yep.
So
makes sense.
yeah, I loved it. It's I would say it's in my top 3 for this kind of game, up there with Tales from the Borderlands 1 and Walking Dead Season 1.
Nice.
Like I keep thinking about the characters and one-liners, and just I'm a sucker for superhero shit in general, but I am also a sucker for like adding the mundane world to the fantastical.
Mm-hmm.
And this does
Yeah.
both those things. It does both those things so much, and I loved it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. My number 3, Luminous Arise.
Ooh.
All right, so let me tell you, if more people took this studio style and vibe and applied it to the whole world of video games, the world of video games would be a better place.
Yeah.
This man's goal to like just sitting here and be like, yeah, I truly believe in like 2000s rave optimism. That's where the world needs to go. As you can see from Rez and the Tetris Effect, and now this, like, yes, I agree. And yeah, they took Luminous, which was basically a perfect game, added Tetris Effect style visuals and vibe and mechanics, like the burst mechanic where you freeze time and can freely layer on stuff. In this case, it's build as many blocks as you can to get a massive score multiplier. It works. It works great. And it's an amazing looking game. I have not got to try it in VR yet. I imagine in VR it's crazy.
Sure.
But yeah, like it's hard to talk about a game like this because at the end of the day, mechanically, it is a puzzle game with minor changes. It is the Luminous you know and love, where you're trying to create as many squares of 4 of the same color as possible, while setting that up for even bigger combos later. As you can see on the screen right now, it is very much that. And it also told me now getting a new global leaderboard that isn't just Vita owners, but the general public, I ain't shit, or compared to what I thought.
Sure.
I'm good. I'm definitely better than pretty much everyone I know personally. But on a global PC leaderboard, I ain't shit. So
When you said like it's kind of hard for you to describe it, it's like it's a puzzle game that just has these changes. That's like, yeah, that's Eternal Strands. It's just like you already know it, but it's better.
Yes. And I will say that the visuals they use for each level in this are some of the best in the series. Like the fruit level, the elevator level, the beach level. Like they all have this real and the music is spectacular. Like there's this level, I think they showed it in this trailer here, with these 2 chameleons that stick their tongue out every time the bass drops. And it's so good. It is such a good track. I've been listening to it like when I shower or when I work, and it just has these horns going. And it's just, oh, dude. And you just get zoned in. Like my average run in this game is about an hour to an hour and a half in survival mode. And I will just be locked in for that full hour to hour and a half. Just like I don't need pause. I am just Steam Deck here, or me at my monitor here. Just must make all the blocks. Must make as many block combos as possible. You know, yeah, they nailed it. They somehow found a way to make Luminous even better. It is now the best Luminous. It is better than Electronic Symphony, which was already a high bar to top. Yeah.
Wow.
Say it. If you like puzzle games in any way, shape, or form, you like Tetris 99, you like the Tetris Effect, you like Luminous, you will probably enjoy the living shit out of this. Or if you just want a really cool, futuristic, very optimistic view of the world game, which that's kind of another thing I liked about it. Like when I turn on the news every day, it feels like cyberpunk. So getting a piece of media that's like, no, everything's gonna be okay. There's some joy in the world still. It's nice. Versus when I turn on the actual news, it's like, good morning, Night City.
Yeah.
So there's just this real optimism in the music and the vibe, and just loved it.
Nice.
So when I was fighting between my number 2 and my number 1, I had a very similar situation with Anthony, where I was stuck between 2 games, and I ended up choosing this my number 2. But man, if you asked me any time throughout the year what was my number 2 and my number 1 after I finished them both, these could have swapped in any time. But I had to make a call when I was writing this last night, and I made the call for a very similar reason as Anthony. But my number 2 is Expedition 33.
Yep.
This is the most complete video game I have played in ages. It does everything right. It has an amazing story. It is incredibly polished. It has an ending that you can discuss for hours. There is no right answer here. It is artistically one of the most interesting games I've ever seen. Every frame of the fucking game looks like a painting. It is fantastic. It's top 3 in my soundtracks for the year. It's probably number 1 if I really sit and think on it. My Apple Music Wrapped would definitely tell you that. It is just, all the characters are great. Like, I even enjoyed the villains, which that's something for the story later. I love the combat. I'm already a sucker for JRPG combat. It's just kind of like this nice, relaxing thing. But they found a way to make it more engaging with the parry system. And unlike parries just being this big thing where you get a counterattack, no, in this one, the payoff for perfect parrying is amazing. You just blow them up like it's nobody's business, and it's super awesome. I think that the side quests are great. They're very humorous with the gestural beaches. You get that, the petanque mini games and shit. I don't have a complaint about this game really. That's the thing. It starts a little slow, but even that slow start builds the entire time you're doing it. It has my favorite character of the year, my boy SGK. He'll get you a glass of wine later, everybody. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, it is so complete. The only thing I can say really, and even if you don't like turn-based games, I say play it because it adds so much of an action element to the standard turn-based stuff that it makes for a better game. They even do some Wes Anderson stuff where some cutscenes go into 4x3 mode. It's fucking when they're trying to showcase certain things in black and white. It's the amount of detail and love and care put in this goddamn thing is crazy. I think the only thing I can say about it is half of this game is very dark and morbid and moderately depressing.
Yeah.
The ending, I think the ending I chose, actually, I view it as a very optimistic, happy ending in the long run. But some people have disagreed, and that's one of the things of the artistry of this ending is so great. Is it is one of those things where it's just people are gonna debate it for a while, and I don't want to spoil it because of how great it is. Yeah, so that's my number 2. You could ask me at any time whether it could have been my number 1, quite frankly. So
might as well be tied.
Yeah, might as well. But we don't do ties here. Ties are for losers. All right. So with my number 1, very similar to Mr. Ta, is Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Man.
Yeah. So in a very similar to Anthony, this year news-wise has sucked. And I don't mean just video game news, though that has been very depressing in a lot of ways, even though there has been bright spots.
My
the
Xbox
just
is very much cheering us up on a monthly basis, it seems, this last year.
I just love having that discussion. I'm tired of the Xbox stories. I'm like, well, tell them to stop fucking up then.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't make the fucking news. So, all right. So, but it is this game that similar to it obviously has a lot simpler story than Expedition 33. Like Expedition 33 is doing philosophy and light and darkness and moral complexity versus this story is, hey, you're helping this little girl with a
the bad monkey took all the bananas,
and
Donkey Kong loves bananas,
and this little girl wants to get her wish, which needs
and
go home.
Yeah,
and it requires collecting bananas. So, it's almost very Pixar-y, the actual story itself. It's very simple. There is a moment in the middle of the game where you get separated and it's sad and it feels weird and you feel limited for a bit. But, I think that, the story isn't what you're for. It is the gameplay, and this gameplay is might be the most cathartic video game I've ever played in my entire life. It just feels good to smash. All right.
And on a technical level, I find it very impressive too, because like so many destructive environments, it has to run on like a script or it's a cinema thing only. Because like in a lot of video games, when you destroy an object, it just degrades a little, but you can't like destroy it all the way.
You can destroy the map outside of some metal buildings.
Yes, and like you would think like, but they did this with physics, PHYSX, that they put into NVIDIA cards. But I'm like, yeah, but physics didn't last in the long term, and they discontinued driver support for it. So like, for them to be able to be like, yeah, you could just basically like destroy sections of this level, just by punching everything in sight. And it's is like, how did they do this and not make the poor thing broken? Like, break the whole
it's super impressive on a technical level, but like just the amount of and the creative ways you can use it, where like I would have multiple moments where, how the hell am I supposed to get over there? I'm like, I don't have to get over there. I can get under there. And I just punch down through the bottom of the ground and then punch my way through the earth up and under to get to the banana or the coin or what I'm looking for. They do the split fiction thing where like each level kind of comes with its own thing. You're seeing them on the screen, the different bonanzas, and then you'll want to go backtrack through older worlds with new bonanzas to get all the stuff. Like that, it's always doing something fresh and using the mechanics in creative and interesting ways. And I really appreciate that. And it is just a game where every level is a real joy to see and play. Where like, yeah, okay, the first two levels are, they're all right. Like they're good. But then where it popped for me was the snow level, which I believe for me was the third or the fourth, where you get the zebra bonanza, and like the zebra bonanza allows you to run over platforms you would normally fall through because you're going fast. And every bonanza has its own song, and there's all these different mechanics that intersect with each other. And it is just fun to interact with everything. And I feel like that's one thing that a lot of people, when it comes to video games, get very roped up into narrative and get roped up into things that are not the core gameplay. But this thing's core gameplay is so fun, and they keep expanding on different mechanics. Like, early in the game, you're punching through things. And it's like, oh, there are these walls that are all covered in spikes I can't get through. I now have to rip rocks out of the ground to go through them. Or, oh, there's lava here. I can't, walk on the lava, but I can rock surf over the lava. Goddamn, skateboarding really was a thing for this whole year.
Yeah.
Surf.
Yeah, exactly. Or you'll have cases where you're like, oh man, I need to get past and around this metal, or man, there's all this stuff I need to clear out. Let me use the elephant bonanza I just got to suck the entire level into my nose. Like it's just there's so much depth and crazy shit here. It's just it does the Mario Odyssey thing where like there are constantly people playing where I'm like, I didn't know you could even do that. What the fuck?
Much like the magic of a Mario game, I would just punch through random things. I'd be like, I didn't know there was a room here.
Yes, like
of course, when you use your sonar thing, you'd be like, okay, there's a banana there, so there's probably a room there. But like other times, it's just like, I didn't what? I would just punch down randomly and enough, and I would just be like, I didn't know there was a whole cavern down here.
Yes.
What is this?
And that's always an awesome moment. And then like the design of the different levels where you'll have like you're just standard ice, fire, etc. But then you have the vacation level with these giant pieces of fruit. And you're blowing those up, or you have the gold level at the end of the game, and just the theme park level, right? Like the food theme park.
That level.
It was so good with the fucking roller coaster, dude.
Freaking got all the music, just perfect vibes.
Oh, and like you have that, and like cute little outfits for Donkey Kong and Pauline. You can make Donkey Kong has a. By the way, Donkey Kong has a fur style that's Super Gamecraft colors, the pink and blue.
Oh, that's fun.
Why y'all know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can either call it Super Gamecraft Donkey Kong or Trans Rights Donkey Kong, whichever you prefer. They had the Mario 64 thing of having a head you can mess with, but now it's a sculpture mode, as you can see.
Yep. Sure.
That was a fun little thing. And if Expedition 33 has the most thought-provoking ending of the year, Donkey Kong has the most hype ending of the year. All right, so because what happens is, I'm gonna spoil it here because I don't, spoilers ahead, everybody. Spoiler, Donkey Kong ending.
Don't worry, it's a Donkey Kong game, so you don't have to be too upset about it.
Yeah.
I think I would be if this got spoiled for me, because like this, so King K. Rool hasn't been in a Donkey Kong game since the year 1999. He wasn't in Returns. He wasn't in Tropical Freeze. He wasn't in the Kongas. And you beat Void Kong and you think the game's over. But what happens is when you unlock the Earth's core, King K. Rool was imprisoned there. And you go down to the core, and he gets juiced up by Banandium gems, and you beat him. And then it rolls the credits with a K, and it's fake King K. Rool credits with like Kremlin names for all the producers and whatnot.
Okay.
And like all the staff. And then it's playing Galleon in the background. And then it ends, and he comes back to life, and he starts, and you rocket up through all of the Earth's crust while fighting him, while a metal version of his theme song plays while he's riding a jetpack to the fucking surface, and you pop out in New Donk City. You platform through a New Donk City that's on like with lava and shit all around it from him and the Banandian gems, and then you fight him in a giant boxing ring in the last boss fight on top of New Donk City to beat him and get the wish and Pauline back home. It is hype as fuck.
Cool.
It is so goddamn cool. I cannot stress how fucking cool this ending is, especially if you are a fan of old Donkey Kong Country. And also the rock metal version of Gangplank Galleon goes real hard.
Nice.
It's real good. And then like it's so goddamn creative the entire way through. I think the primary things I can say against it is the first 3 levels are good, not great. Similarly, with Expedition 33, I'd say finish Act 1 before you really judge it. And that's kind of it. Like it looks great, the music's great. Like there's so many cool things you can do with the mechanics and the bonanzas themselves. Just it is a special game. Like I would say it's right up there with Mario Odyssey. It has the same level of creativity, the same level of just vibe. Like when you're trying to do
it's as if it's made by the same people.
Yes, it is definitely made by the same people. I thought I was going to get a 3D Mario this year, and at first I was disappointed because I was like, I don't know. Yeah, it'll probably be a good game. No, this game's awesome. This game's, and it's just so cathartic. Like just playing this game, like just punching through stuff and getting to toy around with like, oh, I'm gonna punch this like on screen right now. I'm gonna punch this cloud. It's gonna create a pattern. I can grab the cloud and float up, and then I will like do my dive fist attack and create a giant crater. And oh, look, bananas! I found more gems. Awesome. Yeah, it's just. Oh God, it's just like it's this cathartic, joyful, fun game that is just so happy to be a fucking video game.
And it isn't trying to do some complex, thought-provoking, and message that could be interpreted either way. It's like, no, you're just trying to get this young girl home and get bananas. That's it.
Like we are trying to make a fun ass video game with a lot of variety and cool shit in it, and they did. Like that is the thing. They said, hey, we're gonna make a fun game with a lot of variety and cool shit in it, and they did. Also, Ostrich Bonanza. Now I'm seeing on screen that shit was horrifying. That shit was scary. Snake Bonanza a little weird. Elephant Bonanza and Zebra Bonanza fine. Ostrich Bonanza is horrifying.
Oh yeah, the nightmare fuel. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So yeah, that's it. Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Wow, what a list.
Yep. So to wrap it up before we call it a day, Duncan's the best that we can discern: Borderlands 4, Mega Bonk, Pokemon ZA, Abiotic Factor, RuneScape Grindmaster, Oblivion, Mario Kart World, Silk Song, Monster Hunter Wilds, Elden Ring Night Rain. Emily: Borderlands 4, Disney Villain Cafe, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Kirby Air Riders, Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Expedition 33, Date Everything, South of Midnight, Ghost of Yote. Anthony: Dark Deity 2, Oblivion, Mario Kart World, Tokyo Extreme Racer, Dispatch, Avowed, Eternal Strands, The Altars, Expedition 33, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Aaron: Date Everything, Tribe 9, Dispatch, Pokemon ZA, Skate, Mario Kart World, Monster Hunter Wilds, Sword of the Sea, Skate Story, Split Fiction. Me, Bronson: Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Ghost of Yote, Monster Hunter Wilds, Sword of the Sea, Mario Kart World, Battlefield 6, Dispatch, Luminous Arise, Expedition 33, Donkey Kong Bonanza. The only game to make every single list is Mario Kart World. So
yeah,
that means it is the game of the year.
Yep.
Super Gamecraft.
By math, Nintendo, you can put that on your box. Mario Kart World Game of the Year.
By math, which is logically correct. More members of Super Gamecraft have Mario Kart World on their list than any other game for 2025.
So it's obviously the Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of cleanup. We have a little bit of cleanup for the show that we're gonna do here real quick. A couple of games that I really want to play more of, but just didn't get the time to. Octopath Traveler, Hades, Final Fantasy Tactics, Fatal Fury, Neon Inferno, Katamari, Skate Story. All big ones I want to put time into. And then, hey everybody, this is Aaron's last show hosting.
Yay!
Oh.
Yeah, he be leaving. He's Well, I'm sure we'll con him into guesting at some point.
Probably.
But I'm sure we'll do some. We'll put out a trap, lure him in with.
I'll be popping in every now and then.
We'll put out like one of those pull cages with like a skateboard and like a beer on it.
Just put out a honey pot of skateboard with some cash on it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll go in the cage and like, we got him. All right, here's a microphone. We're recording it now. So that means I'll be hosting. Duncan will be co-hosting, and we'll have Anthony on sometimes, of course, just like last year. And I know some of you observant folk, hey, Duncan's sick or has family stuff going on. If that's the case, you'll be getting a lot of me.
Yeah,
a lot of solo me. And that's one change, and I hope to have more edited content out and cool stuff going on this year. But yeah, so that's that. You guys have anything else?
I think that's it. I think there's never been a better time to play video games.
Hell yes. Looking at, so I decided to take down all of our list. I'm like, this is a good group of games. If you played all these games minus Assassin's Creed Shadows, you'd be pretty in good spot. I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
that
man,
one.
Ubisoft tried. They tried. Okay.
A bunch of people probably liked it. We got it up to appear on the list once.
Somebody somewhere likes it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of great games, and there's plenty of great games that didn't make our list that I'm sure we played and liked. And I mean, I played a whole bunch of games that did not come out this year that I really liked. That if you were to ask me, like I loved going through the Switch 2 games again, right? Like those were awesome. Like I loved going through. I played a ton of Marvel Rivals this year. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Street Fighter 6. I started a playthrough of South Park: The Stick of Truth on the Steam Deck when I was at Evo because I wanted to kind of wind down RPG. I played a shit ton of Balatro this year.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, great year, and we have another great year coming, and we'll talk about that next week as we talk about kind of what's looking ahead for 2026.
Exciting. Yes, video games.
Video games.
All right, I think that's a show.
All right.
Thank you guys. We have a Discord. Join our Discord to talk about video games and stuff. Like and subscribe all our YouTube stuff. We have a number of channels. You should go check out where we got our edited content, where we post our podcast stuff. We're playing video games. You should check all that out. We're on social media if you want to reach out to us through there. Listen to the podcast, all that fun stuff. Anyway, guys.
Bye.
See you later.